And we're live! We're live! It's always like the awkwardness of like, is it live or isn't it live? Yeah, it's live.
No,
waiting.
Like, I'm just thinking, don't say something inappropriate right now.
I know.
Okay, we are definitely live.
Wow, my hair. Wow. I didn't
We're ready for we're ready for better.
I feel like every time, during every live, we just keep getting worse and worse.
Literally.
Like, I don't know.
We're like, we can't get worse, and the next time we're.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi everybody. All right, let me put up the link. Yes, we're just gonna put up all the links.
Yeah.
Let me tweet it out that we're live.
Look at her.
And yeah.
Oh God. Hi.
Hello everybody.
What are we drinking? We were drinking
summer juice.
This is like it's not beer. It's like blueberry, apple cider with a taste of blueberry. Does that answer your question?
And somebody's in need of therapy. The whole fandom's in need of therapy. Okay, everybody's in need of some therapy. Guys, listen, it's
I need some therapy. Look, you're at the wrong place.
Exactly. I need therapy.
We're in
I can't help anybody, honestly.
Okay, well, the episode was really good. Like, let's go through the episode before we get to the ending, because I know that that's what, like, everybody wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Where
right.
do we start?
Okay, where do we start? Wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about the episode. I loved the beginning of the episode when Bellamy assumed that Clarke was going to go with him. Like, that was really nice. I love that scene so much. Because, you know, she was like, what are we going to do? And he's like, well, I have to go because of Raven and Murphy. And it's so different in that moment, too. When he says, I have to go, like, that's, like, it's just the way that Bellamy works is, like, differently now. It's different now. But the fact that he assumes that Clarke is going to go with him and he just wants her to go with him. And I just love that so much.
I feel like they really, like, quickly just, like...
go back.
Yeah, fell back to their own patterns. Exactly. Like, they always go together. Like, that even, like, that small scene when they exited that place and they just, like, looked at each other for, like, a second. That's the thing they always do. Like, it's always just, like, a second where they, like, look at each other and, like, continue doing it, whatever they were doing. I feel like that's like really not where they were because like everything's different and everything's a little bit fucked up.
Especially I think this episode is gonna change.
Yes, but like that's why they gave us this like them like they always are, and now things are gonna like be fucked up because of a certain someone that we're not gonna name right now because we all have people like
no, but exactly that's what this episode was for. This was showed that they're still together in that way. It's like second nature to them. Yeah, it was that reconnection. Yeah. Like I wonder if it really has fully hit Bellamy that Clarke is alive because you know she always had that hope that he was gonna come back. But he really thought that she was dead. I wonder if it really fully hit him or if we haven't seen him actually process those emotions yet.
Well, I mean, we talked about this before we started the live. So
we always do this.
No, we do this every time. We just like start talking and we forget we're supposed to do a live. We're just like, we're gonna speak. I said we said that Bellamy in episode 5, like Bellamy's love of my life. I love that man more than I love anything. But like in episode 5 in particular, he felt very like distant to me. Like I was looking at him and like I see that he's somewhere like deep inside.
Yeah, I don't know even why that is.
I don't know why he felt like distant to me. I never felt that like before with his character. I don't maybe like that was like, the first episode when I realized like wow, 6 years is really a long time.
Yeah.
And like it felt off in a way. But I want to think like that is intentional with the writers.
Yeah, and I feel like they really quickly fell into the
they fell into their like old routines and everything.
Yeah, they really quickly
but like 6 years is a long time. and so like I don't think it maybe like hit him yet. I don't think he's processing anything. Because like there again they just fell into like, okay, we have to survive because like we're on the brink of war. So I don't think it like, hit him in the way that it should hit him.
Yeah, and he's away from his Sky crew, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the more I think it's gonna hit him now when he's back with them, and when he realizes
has, like, Clarke and Octavia on that side,
and he realizes that he's not. He doesn't. I mean, in my opinion, he belongs that in this fight group, but in his mind, I don't think he feels like
his
that.
Family is like now his family. So like I feel that is gonna be like now hard to watch for us, I'm sure.
And hard to understand, in my opinion, too, because we didn't see that. We skipped those 6 years when he made
them like
made those relationships. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what's hard about this is that Bellamy is so with Space Crew, and we don't really understand it as viewers. We really don't.
No, but
because
that's
we
why
haven't seen those 6 years.
Yeah, but that's why they gave us this episode. Really was, I think, to show the audience, like, listen, these guys, like, they haven't been together for 6 years, but there's something there still with them. Like, they still really care about each other. And, you know, we saw that with the reunion, but just the fact that they were on the outside of Wong crew, I think really emphasized that connection. You know, they agreed on this and they had those amazing conversations. And I think that now it's going to hurt even more when the angst goes on, and it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt them.
I keep saying this now after like this episode. I was just like, I said I wanted angst. But like,
not.
I don't think I want it. I just feel pain. I don't feel anything. Like I feel I brought this upon myself. I feel like I'm guilty because I'm always like, yes, 3-5, great, yes. No, I take it back. I take it all back.
This is completely different.
Yeah, so much regret. I think that I think Bellamy is definitely guarded this season, and I didn't notice it until the more I watched that scene, the more I noticed that there's definitely something there. Like this season, I feel like we haven't really seen those raw emotions from Bellamy like we usually do. Like we've seen it when he found out Clarke's alive.
It's almost like a role reversal
when he
Bellamy
sees
and
Clarke. Yeah, like Clarke is definitely more emotional, and those emotions are more shown. And Bellamy is definitely a little bit more.
I mean, think about it though. He thought she was dead for 6 years, so I think he's still processing it. I think he is still processing it too, honestly. And he's had those 6 years to try to get over her, and I still don't think it really hit him. I still don't think it hit him.
I think Bob said that we're gonna see eventually a breakdown or something from Bellamy. Like there's gonna be a moment, I think, this season for sure where Bellamy is gonna really understand how important Clarke is to him.
He meant in terms of Clarke?
I think he meant in terms of Octavia, but I think in general, like I do think that we're gonna see him break when it comes to Clarke. I really believe that we have to.
Yeah. I hope so. I think we're frozen.
Yeah.
Can you guys see anything? What do you say? Hello?
Can you guys see anything?
Turn that off.
Oh.
Okay, I think that we're a little frozen, so just us. Try to fix it.
You guys just see us? Oh, Lil and Melina are gone.
Can you call Happy?
Happy girl, come here. Sorry, guys. Hold on. I don't know what's going on. Image and audio is good. LM have disappeared. They disappeared.
Oh no!
They vanished.
Okay.
Let's
we're gonna get in contact with them, guys.
Text
Don't
them.
worry. Don't worry.
Text
We're
them.
gonna see what happens.
Okay. We were just talking about the angst, and then
they left.
Oh no! We're lag crew.
No.
They're MIA. Okay.
Okay, so we're just gonna stall until they come back.
Oh, Heather's here.
Heather!
Hey!
Oh, yeah. Okay, Wait, did they really leave? Oh, they're really gone.
Really gone. Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
Let me send them the link again. Did they lose Wi-Fi or something? Did they lose connection?
Here, it might be. No. Anyway, so does anybody have any questions for us till they come back? Oh wait, how do you feel about the wind hasn't met Wonker yet? Oh my god, that line! That line was ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funny though, because at the time,
just shows how crazy Octavia's mind is.
At the time, I didn't really process that.
Yeah, I don't think I heard that actually. I didn't realize that until later when people were laughing about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't noticed, when we watch the 100, we don't hear like
we always go
like
back.
We're like in this zone and we're trying so hard to focus. But then if like Bellamy or Clarke, like if it's like a Clarke or like Bob, we just
there.
Hello.
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
Oh hey.
Somebody had mentioned the line about Wonk.
Wait, can we see that?
The wind hasn't
Do it again.
Are you guys back for real? Yeah.
Yeah, they're back.
Okay.
Back.
I hope we're back.
I feel like this was
Yes,
something.
we're back.
Are we waiting for the play?
I don't know. We lost internet for a couple of minutes. I don't even know what that was.
Oh, Heather's here, and she said, "How do you think Clarke is going to act now towards Bellamy?"
Okay, look, that's like the only that is like the only angst I want to see because I feel he's gonna like keep away from Bellamy right now. Okay. Like not like keep away, but she'll not be like with him the entire time because I don't know. I don't think she's gonna know what to do.
That's the thing I hope that's gonna happen. I don't know that it's necessarily gonna happen, but I hope if we are going through, romantic.
Like Clarke is my only hope.
Exactly.
I know. Well, yeah. I think her face said it all at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I think
but
at
the same time,
be more guarded now towards Bellamy, I would assume, because he doesn't want to get hurt, and
I feel like that's gonna hurt me. I feel like Clarke is gonna be my pain in the next few episodes because I feel
I like. Oh my god, I love. Her.
Yeah,
because like not Bellamy, whatever. I was literally talking. We were talking about going to the store today. I was like, if I was in a boat with Bellamy and Clarke, and we had one life vest. I'm giving it to Clarke, and me and Bellamy are down to it. That is it.
This is why we love you guys.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
It's great.
But like, yes, like I'm so I'm gonna be like in pain because like I don't want to see Clarke.
Yeah, me neither.
Being hurt, like that is gonna really hurt me. But at the same time, I want to see Clarke hurt because like that means something.
No, I don't want to see Clarke hurt anytime. But I feel like that's the only thing that can bring me any joy for Clarke angst.
Yeah. Well, I think we might as well just talk about that scene. But that scene basically confirmed that Clarke is happening.
The ending?
Yeah.
We didn't talk about literally this is called the heart and the head.
I know. But that's what we're talking about Clarke being hurt. And I really think that last scene, it sucked to watch, but it's happening. It was such a Raven and Finn parallel, and I think
we had all been talking about it too.
We're like, if
they show Clarke's face during like when he goes back with Echo, like when they all reunite or whatever. Like it's happening, and it happened.
Yeah.
So
because the whole point of that was
initially watching it, we like didn't want to. We were like, oh, and then like I don't even think we realized Clarke's face fully until we went back.
Yeah.
No, honestly, no. I didn't think it's gonna go the way they actually did it, because I thought, at least for a second, they were gonna zoom into Becca kiss.
Yes.
They blurred it out for the entire scene. Honestly, it wasn't important at all to show that they're in a relationship. It was only important to show how Clarke reacted to seeing them in a relationship.
Exactly.
And that's, I think,
that's the story. That's the story right there. The story is.
That's what I loved. I loved about that ending, though. It didn't even that moment wasn't about Bellamy and Echo. It was about Clarke. And it was about Clarke's feelings for Bellamy.
Listen,
and I love
there's a reason why Bellamy and Clarke got 2 episodes dedicated to the reunion, and they also got these moments alone.
Echo gets literally, I'm pretty sure she was cut off in the side.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. But it confirmed it. It really did. And I think that when it happens will really be the question, is if it's going to happen in the finale or if they're going to make us wait longer than we already have. But I believe,
I remember watching that scene first, like when I saw Echo running, I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then when I saw Bellamy, I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you running for? And then I was just like, I have to now watch this. I'm gonna be sick a little bit. And then they didn't even. I expected them to at least show maybe 2 seconds of them just kissing, and then go to Clarke and then go to Octavia.
Exactly.
There was no 2 seconds of them kissing.
Yeah, that was.
Then I was happy. Then I was happy.
But okay, let's say happy.
Well, I mean, as happy as I could be, because on the half of my screen, Becca was kissing,
exactly.
And I didn't want to see that.
Exactly.
So
we were all Octavia in that moment. It was so funny. It literally goes from Clarke, who looks shocked and devastated, which was our initial, and then it's Octavia who's super pissed, and it was literally the evolution of the audience's reaction to Becca.
Yeah. Exactly, I want to kill you right now. I love you the most in the world, but I want to kill you.
No, Bella, at the end of the episode, stop Bellamy, you bitch. I don't care.
How fucking dare you?
I'm gonna slap you. Also, but let's also just talk about how unrealistic that is for
both of the characters.
Echo was so afraid of Octavia, and then the girl starts fucking running. Why?
It's not
I don't even like Echo, but she wouldn't do that.
No,
she wouldn't do that. Run. Your sister there, that is so stupid. That was only put that way just so we can get that reaction.
Both reactions, yeah.
Because otherwise that would be so stupid for both characters.
Yeah, it's not like they didn't know that the other one is alive or alive, so they were happy to see each other.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It was
that.
One day, chill.
It was just to show us Clarke and Octavia's face.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what it was for, and I think that was out of character for Echo. It really was, and it's really sad because I feel all she became is this love interest for Bellamy.
We were talking about this earlier.
That's all she is. Because
I feel
nothing
we all went into this season willing to give Echo a shot and really try to like her character and see what they're gonna do with her character. And then once they decided to make her a love interest for Bellamy, it was just it was over. And that's what she's become. She's literally just a love interest, and she's an obstacle, and that's it. And I honestly feel bad for Tasia.
The way that they could give her more depth would be if she walks away from Bellamy.
Well, because we were just talking.
That's the way to do it.
Because I feel even though we haven't seen those characters in we haven't seen those 6 years, I feel they really made Amori, for example. She's I really like Amori this season, and I really never cared about her character that much. I was just kind of I didn't not like her, but I just didn't really care for her. She wasn't my favorite. She was just whatever. And now I really like Amori, and I feel they gave her a really good storyline with Raven, and then she helped them get down. But Echo, they had so much more that they could have did for her, I feel
Yeah, I agree. I feel I can't like her anyway now after everything, after I know what they made her. I mean, just love interest for Bellamy. But maybe they want to do something later in the season. I'm not sure. They can if they want, in my opinion. But I don't think I will care after everything, honestly.
Yeah, because the thing is...
I think they went too far for me to care.
The thing that bothers me most is
I feel like they writers developed Echo's character in their minds, and they tell us through Twitter, through interviews, through everything, but they don't show it. They never show it on screen.
Yeah, but I feel like for me, like the problem with the way that they're like choosing to make us like love Echo, and that is like the shittiest way you can choose, because like they're just making me not like even like her. I mean, like outside of the show, to not like concentrate on that, like outside of the show, like on Twitter, like between episodes 1 and 2, like there was like the tweet that Jason liked, whatever.
No,
oh my god, I was like, I just got so pissed off with them like comparing Echo and Clarke. Exactly. Like I don't understand, like that is like such a service to like storytelling, because you saw 4 seasons of Clarke, and you're gonna tell me that I have to feel the same for like Echo and Clarke and understand them in the same way. And I like watched Clarke, and like there were points where I didn't like Clarke, and like she wasn't easy for me to like love her at times.
Yeah.
And now they're just like, yeah, they're the same. They're not the same. It's just like lazy storytelling.
Yeah.
Because we went from like Echo being completely extreme and killing our guys, like we can't like her, and now she's just like cool. And like what bothers me is that like they're trying to sell that to me like I'm supposed to understand
exactly
that.
On the
and like I don't understand it. Like I was gonna go with it, but like suddenly I'm insane for not understanding that, and then I'm just like I'm never gonna try to understand it. So
exactly, no,
fuck off.
Exactly, no. If I were thinking about it, exactly what I said before that, if I were listening to all those interviews that they were telling and everything they were telling, I could maybe understand it. But now, after everything, after Jason liking that tweet, them talking like that, I don't even care to try to understand what.
It's really frustrating. Just the fact that they feel like they need to defend her character and her story just shows that there's nothing. You have to visually show the audience, so that way you don't need to explain it. Like it's just
like I feel like the actor's trying to explain where she's coming from. Like we should be able to see it as viewers on the screen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It'll be interesting going forward to see how Clarke really absorbs all of this, because, you know, we got to see her get that moment of, wow, you know, it's really been 6 years. But I feel like we haven't gotten that moment for Bellamy yet. And I think that Bellamy's going to see Clarke maybe with Madi, and then he's going to realize, like, wow, you know, like, she's different too. Like, we haven't gotten that moment from Bellamy acknowledging those 6 years. Like, that moment was a big shock for Clarke, but Bellamy is still like in a bubble right now.
I need Bellamy to find out about the radio.
Yeah, that's what we need. Well, Maddie's gonna do that. Maddie,
I feel like we are all counting on Maddie to be the one to tell.
I feel I always wanted that scene, but I didn't know if the writers were gonna make like a big deal of that scene, if you know what I mean. Like, I thought that like maybe like Clarke would mention like that she tried to radio them every day or something like that.
Yeah.
But like the way that the scene with the campfire went, I was like shocked actually.
Yeah, honestly,
they gave us this one. She said, "Well, I wasn't alone," and then she looks at him, and then she's like, "I had Madi." Like, she was not thinking about Madi at that point.
Didn't know.
Yes.
I didn't notice that look. I noticed it later on.
Later, when we rewatched that scene a few more times.
So I feel like they're setting up for him to find out by Madi.
Exactly. I feel like Bob said that Maddie's
gonna be like the key
to Bellamy and Clarke resolving their problems and everything. So I feel like that's
the way that's gonna happen.
That whole conversation was set up to come back again anyway.
Yeah. Well, the way that's gonna happen though is there's gonna be a lot of angst, and then it's gonna be Madi that goes to Bellamy and is
yeah.
I don't want that. Like, the only problem is I don't want that to be episode 13. Like, don't do that.
We can't do this.
I don't want that. I don't want that like ending in episode 13 to be like that.
No, that's definitely not gonna happen in my opinion, because maybe I'm just optimistic. I don't have because.
I love that moment though. I love that campfire scene. First of all, we were excited because fire is symbolic. It means something.
You have no idea how excited Jacqueline was about this. Like
the fire.
She was so excited about the fire symbolism.
The symbolism of the fire. Because it's literally like those sparks reigniting between them. It's them reconnecting. And oh, just that light in the darkness. Like, I love it. Because real thing. Like,
we had fire in like 205. Nothing happened.
Well, that was that fire was also them reconnecting, because that was when
that's why I was reconnecting. So,
well, that is true, but like that reconnection led to nothing. So
what about the fire?
This one.
The fire was
what was that
symbolic?
That symbolized everything crashing.
I like anger.
But that scene was so raw. It was this moment of him just looking at her, and I love the tweet.
Oh my gosh, I love how proud he was of her.
The tweet. Did you guys see that tweet? That was like, oh, look at them, and he just looks at her.
I died with that.
No, like that entire time, like I usually when I watch a scene between them, I can never like really process what is happening.
What they're saying exactly.
No, not even saying. I can't even process what I'm watching. And like later on, I like remember what I watched. But like I just remember watching and like the entire time I'm just thinking he is looking at her. Like I'm just like thinking look at him looking at her. Like
exactly.
I don't know. The way he was looking at her to me was just like, I don't know, it killed me a little bit. And I noticed it in my state of like not noticing things when they're on screen, because like I don't know what happens with my brain. And just like, I don't know, his look there, like it meant so much to me. Like that is the Bellamy I know and love.
Exactly.
Those were the glimpses that we got. And we got that with the reunion scene too, when Clarke is on the radio. Like she doesn't see him looking at her in this way that's so like, it's just so soft. Like it's just so
soft Bellamy.
Oh
my god, I love the way he was looking at her near the fire.
And it's just like this moment of he's amazed that she's sitting there with him. And when she's like, it's impressive, like about Wonka, he's like, so surviving alone. Oh, like he's amazed that she's still there, able to talk to him like this, you know, because that's something that he's probably dreamt of.
He admires how strong she is,
Yeah, but like that is because like now he is like the head and the heart, so I feel like he controls his emotions more. And like we're not gonna see like Bellamy from season 2, 3, and 4 when he was like when you can just like read emotions from his face.
We can read Clarke now, which is interesting.
I know, like we're gonna get that in like those types of moments.
Yeah, I hope I can't go without those.
No, I can't, because like that's what makes me love Bellamy.
Exactly.
But I feel like he lets his guard down more when he's with Clarke.
Yeah. So So I hope so. We're gonna get some of those.
Yeah, I think slowly we're gonna see more of that. I mean, after the turbulence.
Yeah.
I mean, when is the turbulence ending? Can someone just tell me?
Exactly.
I know. I like an episode.
What's weird is Eliza said it's up and down, meaning they're gonna go up. It's up right now, and then it's gonna go down, and then it's gonna go back up, just to go back down. Like turbulent means up and down frequently.
Well, she had said they love each other one second, they hate each other the next.
But she also said up and down. Like it's turbulent. It's crazy.
We don't have time for it to be turbulent.
Yeah,
we have time for like one up and one down. I mean, one down and then up, and then we don't have time for anything. We have like 6 episodes.
No,
we're almost there.
Because not enough time, people.
Because I feel like if we only have one down, I feel like it's gonna be few episodes for that down, and I don't want that. I want one episode down, then 3 up, then one episode down, then 3
up. I know. Like I can't take that.
One episode down, 3 up. Yeah. If only we were the writers, guys.
Guys, if we were the writers, so much would be different.
They would never hire any of us.
Well, I mean, we're missing like 8 writers now, so we might as well be the writers.
I know. I tweeted Jason. I told him that we're all available, and he didn't answer me.
But you know, I was like, maybe he doesn't know. But see, I shouldn't be a writer because, like, I feel like I'm too big of a masochist. I'm like, well, I was like reading books. I was like, I always hate like sad endings, but I was like, if I was reading a book, both of the main characters would die. Like, I would kill them.
You're not right. I control you.
Like, I don't know why. But like, so I shouldn't write it. Like, you three go ahead. Especially you and Marcella.
Yeah, I feel like if me and Marcella were writing this,
it will always like, just like forehead touches and I love
it. It would be so much like they would only be in episode 4 if someone asked me. So I'm really disappointed that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I would throw in all the symbolism.
Yeah, that's why I just throw in all the Clarke symbolism. Oh my god, no, but we do all the parallels too. We'd have them say like.
I would write the angst. I would write the angsty parts, and you just like stop me if I go too far.
Yeah,
that's it.
It would be a controlled writer.
I feel like there would be not pay any attention to the other characters. I feel like that would be a big problem because I feel like I would pay attention only for like 4 or 5 characters.
Yeah, that's it. Like 4 or 5 characters.
Yeah.
New apocalypse. Everyone dies. Only 5
Oh my gosh, it would be so much fun.
Yeah.
There would be 6 characters because Shaw is my favorite character right now. I'm in love with him.
Have to live.
No, yeah, he has to live. I don't care. He, Raven, and Murphy should have sex every day.
Like,
yes.
Great for them. Like, I'm so for polygamy there. Like, so.
I love those scenes with Raven and Shaw. Those were awesome.
Oh my god, that was just like, oh my god, there's already chemistry and I love it.
Oh my god, I'm in love. I'm in love. That's it.
Yeah. So they're gonna fucking get together before Bellamy and Clarke. Like, there's no justice in this book.
Yeah,
basically,
they definitely are.
Everybody gets together before Bellamy and Clarke.
That's like Diosa and Kane are gonna get together.
Shut the fuck up! Why did
oh my god, I see this so much. Diosa and Kane, people ship them, and it's just like I didn't see it in that scene. I
didn't see it at all. I saw it, and I wanted to kill myself. I didn't see it at all. I was just like, why is he mentioning Gabby's not his wife?
I did not even think about that until you just mentioned it.
No, everybody's.
No, I love Kane and Abby so much, too much in my opinion. And when he said Abby was my wife, I think I repeated to you like 10 times. Why is this important? Why did he have to
but
say?
I didn't think about it too much. And then you were like, are like Diosa and him gonna like have something? And I'm just like, what are you even talking about? It didn't even cross my mind that that was a possibility. So I don't know, actually. I have no idea if that's.
I hope that Kane only said that because he wants her to like him, so he can get some information. I don't know why, but I feel like that's the case.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see it at all in that scene, and then I need
to go back and watch that scene.
I don't know. I've seen a lot of GIFs of that on Tumblr too, of the way that she's like looking at him and she's like offering him to sit down, and I'm just like,
I love you.
Wait, when they're like, I didn't see this at the end, and how, and then like apparently people
were like
her fate.
I literally would not want to. They
are like Bellamy and Ethan.
No, I literally don't want to listen to this. I want to puke when I think about something like that happening.
I didn't see it because
when she said when she had said the thing like when she looked at him like said, "Oh, interesting," I thought back to when she was like the hostage taker and his girlfriend. That's what I thought back to.
Yeah, because
so I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, and
how she said it.
Thought that they were married too. So I don't know. I don't think it's bad. I don't think so.
Kane's too much of it, but I don't know. Like maybe Kane's trying to make himself useful.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something like that. I hope something like that, because otherwise I would cancel.
He was kind of being a traitor though. Like he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you everything about Octavia." Like he was right.
Yeah, but
Octavia was gonna.
Yeah, but in my opinion, I feel like Octavia is the one who would think something like that he was being a traitor. But I feel like he really tried with Octavia to reason with her. Yeah, to find reason with her and to talk with her, because I think he truly believes that the way she is leading is not the right way, and I feel like she wants for people to go the right way, and I feel like he wants maybe in like this to make peace, and he doesn't really care what Octavia thinks and if he was being a traitor, because I feel like he wants his people to come to Eden and to live, and to live on different way than this one.
Yeah, Kane's always been like that. He really has always been about peace.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like he is being a traitor to Octavia, but I don't think he's loyal to Octavia. I think they showed that in episode 4, 4.
Yeah.
I mean, she was gonna kill him. Like, she was ready to kill him.
Oh yeah, she was.
He's just trying to live, Kane. Honestly, I think he just wants peace, and he's just trying to live and have him and Abby be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kane was always like the peaceful one. He was always like searching for peace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is just like him being him, Kane. Honestly.
Exactly.
And like somehow he's gonna die now. I don't know.
I feel like
he's definitely going.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna die. I don't see him not dying.
Yeah. I can't see it. I feel like that's why Kane and Abby are kind of getting their own storyline on the side.
Yeah, and much really.
It's like just really, like about them. Like Abby is not like her character is not all revolved around Clarke or whatever. So I feel like I'm pretty sure Kane is gonna die. And that's gonna just like break my heart.
Yeah, we were talking about this like it's nothing. It's
gonna break my heart.
But it's gonna hurt when it happens. I know. We always assume it's gonna happen.
If it doesn't happen, we're all gonna be shocked because this is what we're all planning for.
Yeah,
completely shocked if Kane survived.
Yeah, but we were survived. We were shocked that Abby survived last season.
Yeah, we thought Abby was gonna die.
We were 100% sure that Abby was gonna die. So we were
we thought she was gonna die last season too.
Yeah. I had Abby on my death list for like 2 seasons and she's still around.
I'm still surprised that Abby's alive. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna die so long ago. I'm shocked that she's still around. I thought she was gonna die during City of Light. Like I thought in season 3 she was gonna go.
I just thought like the only thing that always like kept Abby alive in my mind is like they can't do that to Clarke.
Yeah.
That was like the only thing that was keeping Abby alive.
But
like,
I
can't do that.
But I always felt like writers told her story, and I always felt like there is nothing more to tell because she's Clarke's mother, and that's like her all occupation was on Clarke. But I feel like now they are telling completely different story, and I actually, for the first time, I'm really loving that.
Yeah.
I really love it.
It's an interesting story this season.
Yeah, that's true. The mother to Clarke,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She's really different. I mean, she really changed my opinion.
Well, I mean, yeah. She's addicted to painkillers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. Mara just said the only reason Abby survived is because she's a doctor.
Yeah, but Clarke's a doc. Clarke is like, she knows all of her medical stuff too. She's not like Abby.
Well, no, I think they mean like earlier seasons, maybe.
True. It's true. What do you guys think about?
I feel like Kate said that there are more doctors there, right?
Did you guys hear the theory that Clarke is gonna go with the Allegiance people? That's a huge thing going on.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that might happen.
I feel like because they always were, writers always were saying like Clarke is gonna choose Madi and decide what's the best for her and do that, not questioning if that was maybe not best for Bellamy or Sky people or anybody else. But
my thing is like, why is let's say like she goes with the Allegiance people? Why is that bad for like? Why is for Space Crew? Why is it better to stick with Octavia?
I feel like Bellamy is still there.
Well, Bellamy is not gonna leave Octavia. That is the thing. So like maybe he like that's betraying Bellamy because she's going on the other side.
Yeah. I feel like Bellamy wouldn't go there because I feel like
Bellamy.
Yeah, that's betraying Bellamy.
Look, go, girl. Just I'm literally like Clarke. Like pack your bags and go. Don't even tell him you're leaving.
There were people
not him like on your way. Like bye, Bellamy.
No, tell him like. Yeah. Tell him like there is no reason for me to stay anymore because you're in Decca now.
I literally wanted to talk with them like episode 6. So, like well, my mom is there, man. It's gonna be safe there. There's nothing for me here.
Exactly.
And then just like leave.
And then like Bellamy hugs.
And I would like be.
Yes. I really want that. I think that is what is going to happen. But the only reason why I'm hesitant is because wasn't there an interview where Jason said that Bellamy, Octavia, and Clarke are on the same side, but they're fighting for different reasons? Wasn't that a big thing? Because I really believe that she was going to go to Allegis until I remember that interview, because then I'm kind of like, wait a minute, but how are they all on the same side? Unless she goes in as like an inside man, kind of paralleling Bellamy going into Mount Weather as like the inside man, is kind of like, let me go in and stay here with the Allegis people, but I'll radio you.
That's dangerous.
It's very
Bellamy's
dangerous.
not gonna want her to do that.
But
yeah, I don't think that's hard.
Well, yeah, no, but like, maybe she goes with Madi because like Eden is the best place for Madi, and she's gonna be like good here. But like while Clarke is there, she wants her people to survive, of course. So she's gonna be like trying to figure out a way to like get them there. That's I feel like that's something that might happen. But like my problem there is, are they gonna fucking separate Bellamy and Clarke again?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Because like
we're gonna have to deal with that.
We don't even have like 2 episodes to waste of them being like separated. Like I don't.
What is that? What is that goodbye even gonna look like after Clarke saw
Unless she leaves without telling him.
Oh, I want that goodbye to be like Clarke just like leaving him, be like bye. Like,
unless she leaves and doesn't tell him. But again, I don't know, because what if she leaves Madi? Is Madi gonna want to leave? Because she's with Octavia, and
Octavia's Maddie's favorite.
Yeah, there's been so many hints of Madi wanting to be with Octavia, and
but Clarke's not gonna leave Madi with Octavia.
I know, exactly.
No, I don't feel like Madi will have a choice. Madi, I feel like I don't feel like Madi will have a choice, because I feel like Clarke is like Maddie's daughter, like Maddie's mother, and I feel like Clarke will not be don't want Octavia to see Maddie. So I feel like there's gonna be only one more reason to go.
Yeah,
because I don't feel like Clarke will feel like Maddie's safe there, safe there, because I feel maybe
Octavia's gonna take she's gonna make risky decisions, and I feel like. Well, I feel like she will probably be safer in Eden with the people who have like weapons.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It would be really interesting to see. And honestly, I am so excited to see more of Madi being in with everybody.
I can't wait to see more of Madi with Murphy.
Okay, Madi and Murphy.
Madi and Murphy is really like I want a spin-off with them. Like really,
I really do.
Like, that could be like a sitcom. I'm gonna love that. Like
it was so funny. I
love that. She was like thought it'd be funnier.
Yeah, but
he's a hobbit. Never mind.
I mean, come on.
She was mad, and she was like,
she doesn't know what a hobbit is.
But I feel like she knew that he was insulting her. I don't feel like.
I feel like she could.
Exactly.
And the way that she's like looking at him, he's like, "What are you looking at?" Like, it's just so funny to see Murphy with a child. Like that was everything.
His face when she goes, "Octavia's my favorite." Murphy's just like yeah, okay. And then, Clarke was like the dashing prince. Like he was like the dashing hero. It's just so funny. Their interaction was like besides the Bull arc, those were like my favorite moments. Were those small moments. And now we're not gonna see them together because Murphy is now with Amori, it seems like. But I think that they're eventually gonna meet up with Raven and maybe Shaw. Like something's gonna happen with that, because where's Murphy? What is they gonna do? They're hiding out now in the woods.
But they can hide because they have.
Yeah, well, he has the collar. I think they can track the collar. I think that's how they can hide. But like, I have no idea. Like, I don't even know when everyone is gonna be at the same place. I feel like it's not gonna happen. The thing is, like, they have to go to Eden, right? Because like, we saw the picture of Clarke and Echo in the like thing with the
but Bellamy is probably gonna go with them because Bellamy will want to talk about to negotiate about Raven and Murphy. Because Raven and Murphy start
it's not like he can just like go 6 days like chill, like I'm gonna walk 6 days. Oh, he's gonna go when they drop the food or whatever. He's gonna go with them. Drop food. Well, they're gonna drop the food in the next episode for them to be like suffering. Did you not see that in the promo?
No,
they dropped food for them.
Oh my god, I don't like that.
I did not see that.
They dropped food.
You're
I'm not imagining.
Yeah, you are.
Did they drop food?
No, I know what you're talking about.
That's food?
They dropped food from the skies.
That was food?
I feel like I saw fruit or something.
You are imagining things.
I don't know. I didn't realize that was food that they dropped.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, did you guys hear? There's like the big theory going around that the food is like people.
Oh my gosh,
like
yeah,
the rations,
heard about that?
I'm totally believe that this is real. Like the rations are actually like human.
That
like
Octavia's rations are actually like
people.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I saw that. I feel like that is true because like did you read that like because like Cara whatever, she was like, are we leaving the bodies? And like we have no time, and they're just like, well, we're supposed to eat bodies.
Yeah, and like there's nothing wrong with our rations. Like everybody's eating them. There's nothing wrong with them.
Like Clarke touching it, like going and like looking in the rations.
Like what are the rations?
I don't feel like that.
That is food.
That's also.
I feel like Clarke was saying something about farm station in the last episode. I 100%.
What episodes are we watching? Are we watching a different show?
No, episode 5. She said like farm can't. I feel like something like that happened. Farm.
In the bunker, farm can't make enough food.
No, that was
all of me for all of us. Like that could definitely be cannibalism. Like all of me,
all of me
for all of you.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
Like oh, you can have the rest of the trash. Poor Bellamy used to algae.
What are you talking about? No.
Cannibalism's not.
I'm at Clarke. That's beautiful.
No, I'm like I was Bellamy. That was like what. Every time they say it, I'm just like, this sounds like cannibalism. The first time I heard that, I was like, oh my god, they're eating each other.
I don't think
all
so.
of me.
No, that's
all
not.
of us.
I feel like that's
How is that not cannibalism?
That's not cannibalism. That's just beautiful. You don't understand. That's like poetic. Like we are sharing everything. I feel like that's
even our body parts.
No, because I feel like that was what's happening in the dark here. But now when we
in the dark
we don't talk about
killing people to eat them.
No,
now if a person dies, we're gonna eat them.
No. In dark here, they were eating people. Now they're killed enough people. There are like 800 of them left, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't have to kill each other anymore. They can, farm station can, like, you know, I don't know how to speak.
Farm station can make enough food?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I feel like that's true.
I feel like they got hooked on human flesh.
I don't feel like that.
I'm kidding.
Hold on. Rain and Thomas said, but would Indra offer Bellamy and Clarke the rations if they were human?
If that's all they have.
If that's all they know, that's normal to them. That's why Cara, when she said it, she was just kind of like
they should like. I feel like they should have given them a warning.
I think that if this season ends with no cannibalism, everybody's gonna be so disappointed.
But I think, didn't they confirm that in like Unity Days? I feel like that was confirmed. No.
Yeah. But I feel like that's
mentioned it like super briefly in episode 2. That was like one line or something that alluded to cannibalism.
I think Cara was the one who said it too, when she had Abby and Kane.
Yeah.
Wasn't she? Or no, was it Abby that was like, you have to start eating each other or something?
But that could have been foreshadowing.
Yeah,
like what was the dark year?
Yeah.
Besides, like the only thing I could think of is cannibalism. Like what was the dark year?
What episode is called that? There's an episode that's called The Dark Year.
That is episode 11. I don't know how that is episode 11, honestly.
I feel like we're going to find out about it before that, though.
Yeah, I thought Nyla died in the dark year, but she's in episode 6, which is interesting. I thought she was going to die in the dark year.
I didn't think she would die.
Oh my god.
Well, because she wasn't
I was just like thinking, if Nyla appears and she's single and Clarke is there, I'm going to jump.
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm too busy with Madi. I'm going too busy with Madi. I can't even think of that happening again.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. And I feel like maybe nothing. I'm not going there.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think
I don't think so. I think that Clarke has kind of grown out of that. Like, they never had like a real relationship. They were just
Wait, do we know if that kid Ethan is alive?
I think we'll see.
Yeah, we know.
We saw him in episode 2.
At the end of the episode 2, we saw him cheering up while they were fighting.
Yeah, next to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we didn't see him like go up to the ground.
No,
yet,
I think that Ethan. I think that he's gonna come into play when Madi goes there. Like, I think that we'll see with Madi. I don't think that, because there was no reason really to show him, you know? Like, he was just, like, one of Long Crow.
That's true.
Yeah. I love though how Bellamy called him the gladiator, Cole. I thought that was really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's like the reference from the book, right? There were like gladiators in Rome.
Yeah.
So
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they are a lot taken for like people who weren't in their position. I mean, like it's a lot taken.
Yeah, my dog just came in here. It's thundering by us, and they're afraid.
Who just came in?
My dog, Pluto.
It's afraid. Come on, Pluto.
It's mine.
He's afraid of the thunder.
He's scared.
Aww.
Pluto.
It's all right.
He came to listen to us talk about the life.
Yeah, he heard.
Yeah, God, he's so.
Or he heard the cannibalism stuff, and he just wants food.
I don't. Your dog is cool.
No, buddy. Food. Yeah, people are asking. Clarke is going to be too busy holding a knife to Guy's throat. I think that's going to.
What is that about?
Oh, that's about Madi, because I feel like apparently, I mean, maybe Guy is not still in that.
I'll still have like
Nightblight cult or something. So I feel like I thought she grew out of that, but apparently she didn't, because Madi is the only reason I can think of that Clarke would have a
hold a knife.
No, exactly.
Yeah. We were mentioning, I saw a couple things on this on Tumblr and Twitter about what if Bellamy ends up in the ring? Like, are these fights in the pit?
Yeah, you tried to tell me about this, and I was like, no, Jacqueline.
Are those fights going to continue? Because we have Bellamy in the promo being like, you executed your own people. Like, so obviously these fights are really going to be brought up. Like, are they going to continue? Even though
I think the thing with you executing your own people is the thing that's gonna happen in the next episode, because you saw them shooting at their people who were like, because the Allegiance guys were coming out, and then the guys who started going there, they got shot. So I think that's what Bellamy was referring to, not the like pit thing, because like that's like who the guilty was. I don't think Bellamy was mentioning that. I feel like that was just like the people who were running towards Allegiance guys. They got so like I don't think the ring is gonna reappear for those like
I think so. I'll have like a heart attack if Bellamy ends up in there and has to kill. Like I can't even think of that.
I don't feel like that is like, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't know when they're gonna leave the bunker and like start going. And also like, when do they like cross the desert? I feel like that's gonna happen like, oh no, they cross the desert later on, right?
I think that they're gonna have to cross the desert again, because they have to cross that desert to get to Eden. Like that's the only way to get.
I feel like it's gonna be maybe episode 7, honestly. I don't feel like or 8 like far.
Well, but while they were filming like episode 12, they was filmed in the desert. Also episode 13. Some in the desert, I feel like.
Well, maybe they're gonna start going.
Yeah, Octavia this episode though was very frustrating. Like it initially
right now.
She kept blowing off Clarke, and I'm like, just listen to Clarke, because she knows the terrain. Well, she's been here before, and Octavia just wants that power, and
Octavia doesn't use her head. She's all heart. She just kind of goes with like her instinct. She doesn't she doesn't think of things like strategically. She doesn't think things out. She's very reckless in that way. She's a lot like Bellamy in season 1, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that they're definitely giving her though that anti-hero storyline. Like, you know, I think her and Bellamy really, as a whole, if you look at it from like just the entire show so far, Bellamy has really risen up to be that hero, you know, from like season 1 to season 5, and Octavia has really was so innocent when she first came onto the show, and now she's really skied down. Like she just went downhill, and it's the opposite story arcs that they're doing. And we have Octavia. I think she's gonna end up being the villain of the whole story, maybe. I don't know, because every season she gets darker and darker.
She does, yeah.
Like, is there any saving her? Like, that line with Indra and her, she's like, well, I love you. Does that make me weak? Like, the love is weakness is coming back into play.
I hope that I know. I want Octavia to just... I hope that her story arc eventually she finds her way back into the light a little bit more.
But what is the way of her? What is the way of her to get into the light? Like, what is it?
I don't know.
I feel like they showed us scenes, in my opinion, where they showed us scenes exactly like Indra. I think Indra thinks that Bellamy could get her out of that dark place where she's in right now. And I feel like those little scenes with Monty when she's waving to Monty, or like
when she thanks Clarke,
when she thanks Clarke, or like
when she hugs Bellamy. I struggle talking about Octavia.
I can't talk about Octavia.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel it very. I find it very hard to be talk objectively about her character, because I just like the fandom we're in. There's just like a lot of hate towards Octavia. So it makes me like more protective over her, and like it's very hard to be objective there. I feel like I agree with Marcel. Like she is really just like hard. I don't think like she wants to get those people to Eden. Like she wants to get them to Eden. That is like her main goal. That is her main focus. She wants to do that. And like I don't
feel like she ever had to make strategies.
Strategies?
Strategy.
You said it wrongly, then I can't say it right. I don't know. Strategies.
I feel like she
never had to strategize.
Yeah, I feel like she never had to do that.
She was never like made to be like a leader.
I feel like the only thing she had to do is to protect her people and to kill people who are against her people, like enemies of one crew. I think she's doing that right now, and I think she will keep doing that. And I think she will see a huge threat in Elijah's people, because she tried to trust them in episode 3. She was open to trusting them. In episode 4, she was open to trusting them, and then they betrayed her, and then they immediately became the enemies of one crew. So now I don't feel like I don't think there is anything they can do to go on the other side for her to want to have peace.
Octavia is done with them. Octavia is not gonna, whatever they do, Octavia is not gonna trust them. Like, I mean, reasonably so. Like, she was weary about them, like episode 4, but then they like killed some of her people. So like, I think peace is not achievable really. But like you see, there are like those small moments where like you see it, like the Octavia that we know, like not Blood Rain, but like Octavia is somewhere there. And I want her, like I know a lot of people are just like rooting for like the villain storyline, which I
can't imagine villain storyline. Maybe because I'm too much on her side. She's literally my favorite character, and I feel like I can't watch it objectively when it comes to Octavia, honestly, and never. So
she's a fantastic character. Yeah, like, she is awesome.
I know, like Octavia's frustrating, but she's an awesome character. She's really well written, and like thinking about her development from season 1 to now, it's crazy, and
understanding where she came from. You know, like this is a girl who was under the floor for most of her life before she came to the ground. Really, like she came from like nothing almost, and to build this army, like I agree with what Clarke had said, how there's something so beautiful about this. You know, they're so
even
unified,
though it's insane, it's
crazy. But she was able to do this, and she really stepped up, and she was forced into it, but she really managed to take control of it. And I think no matter where her character goes, it's going to be really interesting to see it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but for example, I feel like that what Clarke's I feel like Clarke is the reasonable one and the one who was leader for 4 seasons that we saw. But in Octavia's mind, I feel like she doesn't see Clarke as the part of one crew. So I feel like she can't easily trust her with decisions like that, because Octavia will, in her mind, do anything she can.
Yeah, Clarke doesn't have one crew, like one
exactly. So that's why I don't think Octavia will. Even though I think she should listen to her, because Clarke can think more with her brain than only her heart, and I think that's something that Octavia really needs right now. But I don't think she will, because I don't think she trusts her, because she's not one crew, and I feel like Octavia now is doing only things for one crew.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we see it in that moment with her and Bellamy at the end when she's like, she tells him, "You're my enemy."
If you ever speak out against one crew, you are an enemy of one crew, and you are an enemy. The way she says that though, she just like grabs his face like, "You are my enemy," and it's like, okay, like,
oh my god,
great.
Yeah, I mean that like hurt me. That like hurt me. I mean that's just like they showed us that to just like show how big of a priority like one crew is to her, that she's gonna put them above her brother.
Yeah, I feel like that's what was said there.
Yeah, she's not like.
I like what the line they said. Should have given the head and heart advice to Octavia.
Yeah. Should have given the head and heart advice to Octavia. Yeah, probably.
Okay, we need to mention that scene. We haven't talked about that. I can't believe we haven't talked about that.
I love how we just like put that off till the end. I don't know how we did that.
I know, we kind of saved it, but
when she said the heart and the head.
Shocked.
I never in my wildest dreams could have imagined that she would bring that up.
That's the stuff of fan fiction right there.
Yeah.
Like, to actually vocalize the head and the heart.
And it's
like,
something that happened 6
years ago.
Like,
oh.
Yeah. I didn't think, like, when that scene started, I didn't think we're gonna have another Bellamy and Clarke conversation. I was just very pessimistic. And then Clarke started talking, Octavia is the only one who changed. I was like, what? Wait, what is happening?
Oh
like,
my
God. And I'm just
when
like, Clarke, I love you. Like, you're just not like chill,
She's
you're not
the only person I trust right now.
Yeah. The heart and the head.
Yeah, but before that, I love also, as much as I love the heart and the head thing, I love the things that she said before that. She literally said all things he did right in that moment. He left and saved every single one of the space crew. Then he came down and saved her from the elitist people. Then he saved all one crew people. She's like,
that's like what we always do. Like I don't know. There's no bigger Bellamy Blake fan than like Clarke Griffin. That is ridiculous.
But it was so cute the way that she points out to him how much he's grown.
I love when she goes, "You got that bunker open." Yeah, you did, Bellamy.
Like, Bellamy, you really like. It just reminds me of like the whole like you came through.
Oh, stop!
No, I could cry. No, but like that's what they always do. That's what, especially actually Clarke, because like Bellamy is always like the one who's like more insecure maybe about Pinky. I don't know, like maybe. And like she's like always the one who like has to like reassure him like the things he did was for like the right reasons. Like however like maybe bad it went, like it was for the right reasons. And so just like for her to like mention like you did this and you did this and you did this and with like every good thing that he did and
every heroic thing
did it. Yeah, and I'm just like that is like so them. And that's so like I love that. And then she said heart and head, and I was like, what is happening? Yeah. And then he just repeated heart and head. So it was like that together, together. And I was like, what is happening?
Like upgrade.
No, I didn't understand what was happening when they said that.
Yeah,
because like that's what the fandom said for like years actually. Like they're the head and the heart. And now they said it out loud.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I still can't. I love the way that they said it, though. It was almost like a pact. Like this is how we
it almost felt like a pact. Like this is who we are. Like,
yeah. And just the way that she says it, so hesitantly.
Well, she's almost like searching if he remembers that.
Like the way that she says the heart and the head. Like it's literally like this moment of like, do you remember that? Like back then, like to reference a conversation from.
But I feel like but I feel like that is also her. acknowledging that like he does remember because like he did that and he became that, like he became what she wanted him to be.
Yeah.
So I feel like she knows that he remembers because like he remembers.
Took her advice. Yeah.
I can't believe he's repeating it. Like he just repeats it. Like he's like, yes. Like I
we were thrilled though because we thought that conversation was gonna be about Octavia. We were like, oh look, they're gonna talk about Octavia.
Yeah, that commercial
like, whoa, like what's going on?
That commercial where we're like, watch, we're gonna have a scene of Bellamy and Clarke talking about Octavia this episode, and like we're talking about our feelings here. What just happened?
We're talking about the head of the heart.
Our expectations are just like so low.
They should be low.
Our expectations are really just like ridiculously low. Like no one expects anything.
No, but I really love that scene. I really do. And of course it gets interrupted, but it was just such a great moment for them to
if they dropped them off on an uninhabitable planet, something would interrupt their talk. Like I don't know what, but like something would happen. Like that is like how we live, and we have to accept that. Well, that's nice. Not just spill this thing, but it's fine. So like I don't know, they keep getting interrupted, and so they have to finish one fucking talk, like just like one, for the love of God. I feel like we're gonna get that. That's why they always interrupt them, so we can like have that like one moment where they're not interrupted and like see what happens then.
Well, they kiss then.
I'm so used to
that's our sex scene. That'd be the sex scene.
That's if it gets interrupted, if that like happens in the future and it gets interrupted, it needs to be Murphy. That is the one who wants it. Please let it be Murphy.
The only person I will forgive.
Yeah, he's the only person.
Whoa, it's about time.
Yes.
Or Maddie. I would forgive Maddie as well.
What do you mean?
If Maddie comes in,
like
that's gonna be hilarious.
No.
Maddie comes in, and then literally Bellamy and Clarke are like, Clarke's gonna look at him and be like, you're giving her the sex talk because I raised her for
Yes! Oh my god.
Yes.
That is literally fanfic right there.
Yes. Yeah, that's literally fanfic, not.
This is why we can't be later, guys, because it would literally just be fan fiction.
Yeah, I feel like everyone would want that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't think anybody will complain.
I don't think so. We give him good stuff. Yeah. But I hope we do get that parallel of when she's like, so what does your head say? And then he's like, same as yours. I would love that parallel.
No, we need the heart to come back and be like,
with the heart.
What's your heart say?
Well, it's interesting that she said, what is your head telling you? Like, she didn't say your heart. Like,
because that's going to come back.
Why didn't she, you know?
Because
like,
he needs to be using his
well, I mean, they got interrupted, but, you know, she didn't say, what does your heart say? I really think that that's going to come back.
Well,
it has to.
I feel like not, but, like, I feel like that may actually like come back. Like usually I could say that is just like fan fiction, but like maybe it could come back because like they kind of.
It's really romantic. I mean,
it's real. Like if you go like there,
really,
like we're going
really
there.
Romantic. It's like
what we need really, really romantic. We have to go there.
I know.
I know because you're usually like really pessimistic. So for you to say that it's gonna come back is a good thing.
Yeah. Yes. So everyone's just like, man, this is a good sign that I'm optimistic here.
I feel like she's a finale.
Yeah, no, I feel like today's a special.
Yeah, I feel like today is the day when I was like down, down really, like they're not getting together, and she was like, oh my god, I can't.
No, I was like literally, I was just like sitting there, I was like, oh whatever happens. We'll see. Maybe not. I don't know what is wrong with me today.
So I wouldn't listen to her today.
I'm in a certain mood.
I saw this post on Tumblr, and it was like some girl was like, I really need somebody to tell me, like, watch this show without knowing like anything. Watch season 5, and like, what do you think of Bellamy and Clarke? You know?
Oh, somebody who's kind of like
somebody who's like neutral and doesn't know the shipping and doesn't know the fandom and everything. And she was like, yeah, I was watching the show, and my sister had came in and was like, oh, are they a thing during the fireside scene? And then it came back in the room at the end and was like, oh, okay, they're going to be a thing. So
yeah, well,
the general audience getting the idea.
I feel like, I mean, I
like clearly, like everyone outside of our fandom is like, well, these people are clearly gonna be together.
Yeah.
Just our fandom was like scarred for like years.
Exactly.
It's like, yes, well, you know, if this was a normal show, this would lead to like them being together. But this is 100, and like we have no guarantees here. Like it doesn't matter if it makes sense. They just do it.
We don't trust anything.
No, see, the problem is
we've been through a lot.
That happens, you know.
Exactly.
That's how we live.
Yeah, basically, yeah. But hold on. Somebody goes, when Bellarke are finally canon, how long do you think they will wait to have sex? Will they take it slow or jump each other immediately? Immediately.
The most unrealistic thing about
it is that they haven't had sex yet. The most unrealistic thing about this is that they aren't together yet.
I don't know how they haven't jumped each other yet, because like they look so good, both of them, and I feel like that is unrealistic, that they just don't jump each other. I don't care if he's in a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, I don't want to like I'm not the biggest fan of like people cheating on other people.
Why?
Well, I know it's crazy. I don't, because like every time in the 100 like kisses leads to sex, right?
Yeah. So why wouldn't it?
But then the other person dies. So let's not do that.
But yeah, let's not do that.
I feel like it won't. No, I don't feel like it will. I don't think it's gonna be like kiss and then like sex right away. I feel like it's gonna be like
only kiss, and I feel like we're gonna only get kiss in this season. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're not.
So I feel like either only kiss or sex is gonna be really like passionate, something between those. Like
in like season 6?
No, shut up.
What's not gonna happen in season 5?
No, either kiss or sex is gonna be like we were talking about. We were talking about it. It's gonna be passionate and quick in the beginning. Like,
when they kiss first.
Yeah, and either kiss or sex is gonna be like that. Something about those two is gonna be slow, in my opinion. Passionate but slow. I don't feel like it's gonna be like, whoop, let's go do this.
I don't know.
I feel like only one thing.
Like I've been waiting so long, I can't even imagine it. So like whatever you give me, I'm like there for it. So like
honestly, guys, we live on breadcrumbs. Like Bellarke look at each other and we like freak out. Like we just live on breadcrumbs.
Basically, yeah.
If they give us a second, that is gonna be our death.
It's sad.
That is like so pathetic.
Yeah, that's sad. Honestly,
that's like so pathetic. Like what the show did to us.
I'll never ask for anything else in my life ever again.
No, like I always say this, after the 100, I am done. I'm like done.
You're retired.
Like I'm done. After the 100, this is like taking out so much from me. Like I don't know. Like Bellarke is like the. I don't even know if I ship other couples besides Bellarke, right? I mean, I ship other couples, but like not actively, you know.
This is different.
This is like beyond shipping. This is like
I don't know what this is. This is paid.
I don't enjoy it. That's the only thing I know. I don't enjoy it at all.
It's not fun. It's very hard. We cry a lot. Like we go through a lot.
Yeah.
I'm like
no. I just remember like tuning into season 2. Like I started like watching while it was like episode 4 in season 2. I was like, wow, Bellamy and Clarke get together by the end of the season. Here I am, 4 years later, still waiting, you know. So like, that's fun. That's fun.
We need some payoff to know that our hard work is
I feel like it will be a disservice to the story if there's no payoff. Like I don't even know what the fuck they're doing if there's no
I think there is payoff 100%, but I'm just
the question
hoping,
is if it's this season.
Exactly. I'm just hoping it's in this season because
and not season 6.
I feel like it's season 6 is way too far.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
I can't wait for that.
So
right, let's go through some questions.
Yeah,
we have quite a lot of questions.
No,
we have quite a lot of questions.
How many do we have?
45. And that's just the community tab. We have a few on Twitter too.
What have we been doing for the past hour? We're just like talking.
I know, we just talk
and then it's like,
and then we go through questions. Okay. Let's go through.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of them are repeats.
A lot of them, yeah.
Probably all have to do.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's go through. I'm gonna put top comments first, I guess.
I'll look on Twitter.
Okay. My question, and then Raven Reyes OG. My question is, what do you think is in store for Octavia? Will she become a full villain, which we talked about?
We kind of already talked about this.
Where do you think her character is going, and how will it affect the plot? I think it's a huge part of the plot is her development and how far she comes. It's a big part of the plot for sure. Potter Lore said, what do you think Octavia will want with Madi, and how do you think Clarke will react? I saw a couple people saying in the comments that they think that Madi actually might be a way for Octavia to see who she was through Madi and kind of come back from that, from the innocence of Madi, like see that, and then that'll be like her softer spot almost, is Madi, little kid. Maybe it's an interesting idea.
Clarke is not going to like
that. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think about that because, like, I can't. I
mean, yeah, she was the girl under the phone, and that's the sentence we get in the trailer.
They gave us
but I don't know, honestly. I somehow feel like Bellamy is the one who is gonna get her out. Yeah, and I mean, not get her out, because I don't feel like she's gonna change completely. I just feel like he's the one who is gonna help her see some things that maybe the way she is leading now, it's not the right way, because she's not in the bunker anymore. She can do things really differently now.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I
think do you think that she's gonna want them to? Do you think Octavia is gonna want Madi to join Wong Crew? And that's why in the trailer she's cutting her hand, like kind of like initiating her. Almost.
I think
no. I'm very confused about the Madi and Octavia part, because I don't even know what that could. I don't know. Like, it has to do something with the fact that, like, Madi is Nightblood.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're gonna do with that.
I feel like Octavia will potentially see maybe a leader in Madi, but I feel like
for a future leader.
Yeah, for the future, maybe. But I honestly don't know, because I can't believe that they would go back to those roots, to Nightblood's roots. I can't believe. I can't see that, because
went too far from that.
They went too far from just going back to that. So I don't see that happening. But I don't know, maybe.
It would be.
So I honestly have no idea what's gonna happen with Octavia.
I'm excited. Oh my god, hold on. Look at Mickey on the Blark pillow.
Oh,
Look at Mickey on the Blark pillow.
That's so cute.
What?
Same. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's go through more questions.
Yeah.
Mo Fleety said, since most of the angle of camera is focused on Bellamy and Clarke feeding their possible romantic arc for this season, how do you think both characters will realize their feelings and possibly kiss? By the way, you four are amazing. Love from Paris. Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, I think Madi.
Well, everyone has the same answer for Bellamy. Madi has to tell him that Clarke called the police.
Yeah, I feel like that, and I feel like Clarke already knows. I hope Clarke already knows, because she had 6 years to think about her feelings and to wait for him to come back to her.
And Bellamy was spending 6 years getting over her.
Shut up.
I mean, no, it is the truth. So that's why we need Madi to,
bring
him back.
Well, everything's gonna change. Everything changes as soon as they came back to the ground. Like, learning that Clarke was alive changed everything for him. And I think that I love what Eliza said, that they have these feelings, but they don't know what it means yet. And that's really what this season is gonna be.
I think that's my favorite line. Like, either Bob or Eliza said about Bellamy and Clarke. They need each other so desperately, but they don't know what it means.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's what
they don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Oh my
and this is them figuring it out.
Yeah.
Kind of a storyline.
Yeah, but I feel like that's gonna be the storyline. I hope so. That's gonna be the storyline.
I really hope so. I think that's the only way that they could use all those romantic scenes that we got, because we are going in a romantic direction with them.
Yes. So for Clarke, I think Clarke is already there. And Bellamy needs a wake-up call, probably from Madi.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think that's really, because he has no idea. Like, he looks over after he kisses Echo. He looks over at Octavia. He has no idea that affected Clarke at all. So
yeah, he's completely blind. Like I don't. That's the thing. He doesn't realize it because like I don't think he ever before the 6 years. I don't think he ever realized that. I don't know like where they were at those moments. You know, I don't know. But I don't think he ever like thought that like Clarke maybe saw him in that way. So like he doesn't think to look over like what Clarke is thinking. Like he's worried about Octavia. But like he doesn't even know the shitstorm that's coming from Clarke's side right now. So I'm gonna like love seeing that.
I mean, I think at the end of season 4, even if he thought maybe like she thought of him that way and he thought of her that way, there was no time.
Yeah, they didn't have
that time, and they didn't have that.
It was always like they were always on the edge of like dying.
Yeah.
And like Clarke had those like 6 years when she wasn't dying. So like I feel like things are much more clearer to her than to him because like he did spend those like 6 years getting over her.
Exactly.
So like he needs that wake up call, and like she doesn't. Like she's there. So I really hope we see that.
I think
we're counting on you, Maddie.
Maddie, well, that's the whole point. Like having this
counting on Maddie.
filter. Maddie has no filter. She just says these things.
That's the best thing.
The best part about.
We saw that when she says like Octavia's my favorite. Like she's just she's very she's a kid. She just says what's on her mind, and that's gonna be amazing for us. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Yes. Like Maddie just like keep. Like be near to Bellamy and like say things to him. Just like talk all the time.
Everything. Yes.
Like yes, but it's not gonna happen like till I don't even know what happened.
I feel like it's gonna happen not soon, but I feel like it's gonna happen soon because I don't think it's gonna happen episode 11 because I feel like there has to be something that's gonna go good for Bellamy.
Up. There's gonna be an up.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be an up, and then after that it's gonna be again down.
You think after that we're gonna have a down?
Yeah.
I don't think after that we're gonna.
No, we have to have after that, so they would kiss in last episode in my opinion. Because
really?
Yeah, because I don't feel like that can be the like episode 12 for say.
Yeah.
I can't see. Him just hearing that and immediately go off the Clarke. I feel like that's gonna happen, and after that Becca breakup, where he already had his mind
on Clarke.
Yeah, so I feel like he already has to have his mind on Clarke.
His Clarke, yeah.
His Clarke, yeah. I feel like that's gonna happen.
Wow, I don't know. I always thought it was like when we have ups and downs, like the final up after a big down is gonna be the.
No, I feel like maybe I'm optimistic. No. Maybe, but I feel like that has to be the first thing that's gonna happen.
Snap them out.
I love this question. Did you guys see this? This was going around. This was by Lean Kudabakshai. Sorry, totally butchered that. But have you guys seen that post going around about Echo Narcissus in the Ovid and how it's a Bellarke Becco parallel?
Yes.
That is amazing.
Like Bellamy was like talking about. I don't know what the name is. Like there's a character named Echo in there who is in love with Nars, something.
I feel like I read it.
And that guy was like in love with himself. And like they just like made like Bellamy and Clarke out of like the same person because like they did like the head and the heart thing. Okay. And so like that like means like Bellamy is.
There's
that's like some. I don't know.
That's like you're going really deep.
Well, I don't know if we're going in really deep, but like there's a character named Echo there. I feel like that's very like.
I don't think the writers knew that back in season 2 when they decided to do that.
Well, it's interesting because it's the same book that they've referenced before on the show. So that's why it's very telling about that.
I feel like everything's done on purpose on the show, too.
Yeah, like, hold on. I have I'm getting it up.
Well, we know Bellamy and Nick are going to break up. So like that's a given.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be like massive because of Clarke.
Yes, this is the whole thing. In the myth, Echo falls in love with Narcissus. In this episode, they reestablish the head and heart theme, reaffirming that Bellamy and Clarke think as one person. In the myth, Narcissus is too in love with himself to love Echo.
Yeah, that is it.
Yes.
I saw that.
I mean, listen, that would be amazing.
But like, isn't that what I think it's gonna happen? Isn't that because like
I'm just trying not to break myself.
Somebody needs to ask Jason about that.
I really hope that they're going with this.
How do we ask Jason that like discreetly?
Maybe he's here.
He's watching.
Let's just talk and pretend like he's here. Maybe he truly is. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. Narcissus can't love Echo because he's in love with his own reflection, the head and the heart. And it's reaffirming are one entity, basically. Like, they're just the head and the heart as one beautiful. Together. I am so on board.
I just thought about of the song, like, Mirrors from Justin Timberlake.
Yes!
Reflection. I love that. I hope that is, like, intentional.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Bellamy's goes, how would you feel if Clarke doesn't become canon this season?
Listen, I'm already exhausted.
I can't, honestly, we can't even think about that possibility because
I mean, you know how I feel? I don't know if anyone like follows us on Twitter. Like we posted a tweet, like everyone going to season 6 when Bellamy
it's like the best tweet.
I
love that like one of my favorites.
That's how I would be.
It's great.
That's how I would be. I was just gonna be laughing, like, and like nothing was gonna be funny.
I mean, it's gonna feel probably the same way that
Yeah, but I feel like maybe after a month I would cry, like just be like devastated. Honestly,
I mean, I feel like after maybe episode 7 or 8 or something like that, I think everyone's gonna know if they are gonna be like a big. Because I feel like in season 4, I think we all started the season. I think at least the 2 of us pretty confident they're gonna be together.
Yeah,
and like maybe after episode 5, 6, something. I don't know what it was. 6. I don't know what it was. About which one?
Episode 4, I think. Season 4.
Season 4, yeah. Which episode were we like, yeah, they're not gonna happen this season? It was somewhere mid-season. So I feel like it has to. We have to like see episodes like 6 and 7 and.
No, I feel like dynamics with Bellamy and Echo while Clarke is there, and while we see how Clarke is reacting to them is gonna tell us a lot. If this is going romantic this season or not. So, yeah.
So a lot of it depends on the next episode.
We'll have more to go.
In my opinion.
This is interesting what Amelia Chorlton had said. Do you think Clarke said the heart and the head instead of the head and the heart, which is what the fandom always called them, because now the roles have switched. Clarke's the heart and Bellamy's the head, more or less. I think so.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't really think about
the way that she thought
that. I didn't think about the switch.
I kind of thought
maybe they were trying.
It was so
because the fandom says head in the heart. They were like, okay, let's not make it like that obvious. Let's just like switch.
I feel like that's
Eliza says the head and the heart too.
Eliza says the head and the heart. I think that they said specifically the heart and the head because maybe to Clarke, like now the heart is more important. Not like more important, but maybe it's more essential to her character right now is the heart. You know, her heart right now is being a mother to Madi
and
with Bellamy, yeah. But I think that her heart is what she's going to be listening to as opposed to Bellamy. It's interesting though that they did flip it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna love that. I love that they flipped her to be heart.
Yeah, especially with her character, I love that it was with her because I feel like I don't know.
I mean, that's why she's also gonna be like the one to like bring them together because like now she is heart. Like Bellamy is like very head and heart.
Oh, I love what Pauline. Yeah, for sure. It's switch. Clarke kept Bellamy's heart on the ground, and Bellamy brought Clarke's head to space.
Oh.
Bellamy, get your fucking heart. I don't care. No.
Oh my gosh.
They're gonna kill me. I can't. Move on.
Move on from this. Okay. Anna and Nikova, have you guys heard about the theory where Clarke ditches Wong crew and joins the Allegiance guys to protect? We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Misha Clarke 95. Did you guys sense that Charmaine is attracted to Kane, or was I the? You're not the only one because everybody on Twitter thinks that too. I didn't see
nothing about it.
I didn't pick it up. I
did not pick it up.
No, me neither.
Okay.
But like when people started saying it, I was like, oh, maybe Kane is gonna try to, I don't know, like seduce her, like get him to like script, to be useful.
We got script for that scene, and in script says the Charmaine when Kane says like she's not my wife.
My wife. Like what Charmaine, she regards that something like I can't remember how exactly.
I don't think that's for nothing. I feel like that's something important in my opinion, but I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
So I hope he has a plan in my opinion.
I'm coming back in a minute.
Yeah, I hope so.
Ellie 1YT said, did Dioza look pregnant in her tequila scene with Kane? What do you think about her relationship with McCreary? Also, am I the only one who finds it a bit hard to hate on McCreary because of how hot he is? Just may okay. No, no.
Yes, he's very hot.
Very hot, especially.
I mean, yeah, that man is really beautiful.
Yeah,
especially the pictures that him and Eliza and Richard have been putting up.
Yeah.
Have been killing
that man is really beautiful.
I don't think that Dioza is pregnant. I know that the actress was pregnant, but I can't see them. I can't see them bring a pregnancy onto the show. I do think that she did have a thing with McCreary because they kind of referenced it briefly, which was
just
really
a sexual thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was confirmed in that scene that they had sex, but I don't think I'm 100% sure that she's not pregnant because I can't see that influencing the story in any way. I mean,
I don't think they have time for that.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah,
no,
I mean.
Sorry, continue. No, I think she's not pregnant. I think it's just like because Ivana is pregnant. Yeah. I feel like they found out she's pregnant literally like the day before filming or something like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can see that she's pregnant, but I don't think that's like part of the story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna be a thing.
No, I mean I think McCreary is definitely worse than Dioza is a term, like kind of.
Oh my god!
No,
those two can't even compare.
Like, no.
Like, in my opinion, those two can't even compare because I really like how Charmaine is thinking and Dioza, and she's really smart in my opinion, and I feel like she's really brave, and I feel like I'm gonna love her character more and more through episodes when we find out more and more about her. Because for now she's just fascinating. With McCreary, I felt like I was like gonna love him more than I actually love him because I felt like she was gonna be real charming and everything. But for now, he's just bad. He's just bad.
I mean,
he is beautiful. I mean, I love to watch him, but he's really bad. And
I love to watch him, but I'm gonna love watching him like die.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like maybe shock lashing.
Yeah, someone has to like shock lash. That's gonna be.
Oh yeah, that'd be really good.
That would be really good.
That would be really good. Yeah,
that's a good theory.
I think he's a cool villain.
He is.
I think he is. Even though we hate him, we hate him, but I think he's interesting and he's a good villain.
I think the villains in general this season are really interesting, especially because they're antagonistic towards each other. I think that's very different from what we've had. And the 100, they always do villains. Awesome, like so good.
Yeah, because like you can't even like we can only call them villains
because they're
like, they're against our guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But like if there's like people who are doing what they need to like.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
So like,
and they have similar reasons why they're doing it.
Be categorized as a villain really easily.
Yeah, in my opinion too.
He is not a pleasant person. Yeah. Dioza, I mean Shaw especially. Shaw is like the sweetest thing.
I mean,
and Dioza is I feel like this the most similar thing we had to maybe like Clarke or something like that. Like she's very like she's not an evil person. She's calculating and like wants to like save her like 300 or whatever people she has.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I really find interesting about them. I don't know how we're gonna go about solving the thing with them, because like there's no, like, we can't make peace, but like I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yeah,
so like
that's the thing. Like I
don't know where we're going.
I don't know where we're going this season in terms of the allegiance people versus us, because I don't know how it can end.
No, I don't know.
I feel like a lot of maybe some of Vancouver people will maybe want to go on Allegia's side, maybe because they have weapons and they can.
I saw that in the promo. Like some of them are gonna want to cross there.
Okay, apparently I didn't see promo. Actually.
They were like running and they were getting shot.
Okay, so yeah, then some of them is gonna maybe want to go there, and then Octavia and people from Vancouver will not let them. Oh God,
it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it's not fine. I'm sorry, she's getting messages. A lot of messages.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was my laptop for a second.
I feel like it's messages.
I really like what Dumpster Fire just said. McCreary's tattoos on his back, crosses for everyone he killed, maybe. I think that was very interesting. He showed his tattoo on his back. Like, there was no reason for that. I think that shows that
that means something, right?
Yeah, that's definitely something.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was like kills, but like kills actually makes sense.
Actually,
for a character like him.
Yeah.
You know that he's
kills that affected him.
He's a serial killer. Yeah, but like, what?
His family, maybe? Because
wasn't that his storyline? Like, he's a prisoner because he's like mass murderer. So like maybe that's like the people he killed
back then. Yeah,
maybe.
There's like a lot of people. There was like a lot of crosses there.
Yeah, but I do think that they showed that for a reason. I just didn't think much of it, but yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about that either.
I thought it was just to show how hot he was.
I was like so disappointed that they didn't show the front of him. I was like, really? But then I was like, it's all right. We have Eliza's Instagram. So.
You see the difference between us analyzing like Bellamy and Clarke scenes and like, yeah, we didn't like the jacket or anything, but like Bellamy not wearing a jacket and that's one moment.
By the way,
sad, you know, that's like
jacket watch. I know that he had his jacket open when he reunited with Echo, and my excuse for that is the fact that it's a jacket from space anyway. So like when he gets his new jacket that we see in all the behind the scene pictures, like that's the real jacket of the season. Like this is just fake. I don't know who that is. I didn't even realize.
I really am not going that deep. I'm trying to save myself.
Well, I mean, if we are going that deep, then why did he give the jacket to Echo? What does that represent?
Because that's space. It's a space jacket. It doesn't count. It's because Jason was on to us with the jacket.
We're making up the story that we want to believe in.
Exactly.
Yes. Listen, that's like what you do as an English major. You just make things up and then you argue it and defend it.
Argue it. As long as you can argue it, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, like we study math. Like we don't even get to the like metaphors. Like we just
we're like x plus y.
Yeah, we're just like 1 plus 1 is 2. The complete opposite.
Okay, Sean Baird. Oh, hi, Sean. We know you. Why do you think the Grounders found it necessary to invent their own language apart from speaking English? Do you think it's realistic that a language can be invented and accepted by different tribes?
No, not at all.
I feel like it's interesting for the story, but I don't think it's realistic for a complete new language.
No, it's not. I mean, it's been 100 years. And like they invent a new language, but they can speak English.
Yeah, that's just. I mean,
so it's not realistic in that sense.
But it's interesting.
I feel like the show wanted something to like separate the Grounders from like our guys.
Yeah, exactly.
So like it's a cool thing, but like it's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
But I mean, we're going with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never really thought about it. Like
I never thought about it.
I just thought it was just like a part of like.
It is unrealistic, though.
And it is if you think about it.
Yeah, but it's it's just part of the show, I guess. Like, it shows the difference of these.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason it was created.
Exactly.
Because like they can speak English, all of them.
Well, I'm excited for Bellamy's Trig. I'm excited for that. He won't say because that's all he knows is his lines, and he's afraid that all of us are gonna like look it up or something.
But I feel like it's not even important. I feel like he said that as well in season 4. He was like, Bellamy speaks some of like that language, ground language, but like I can't say because it's like a spoiler. I don't even know what he said.
You know what I was thinking?
Yeah, I remember him saying that too. I don't even think it was that important.
What if he says your fight is over? And he won't say it.
Why would he say it in that language though?
Because what if it's a grounder? What if it's
Why the fuck would you just say that?
What? No, I don't know.
Lola, what are you thinking?
No, I'm not thinking anything. No, I'm not thinking. I don't know.
I feel like you're talking about Octavia.
You always think I'm talking about Octavia. No, I was thinking like maybe Indra, but then like why would he be around when Indra is dying, and why would he be the one that tells her your fight is, like why would he be around any grounder to tell him your fight is over? Like just maybe if it's like an unimportant one and like in the past.
What if it's Echo?
Echo's not dying because remember we can't have that happen.
Oh my god! Imagine that. Like Echo dies, and then we have to like go through season 6 like with Bellamy mourning. You know, we have to like respect that.
I don't want that. I don't want Bellamy mourning her. I don't need that in my life.
I'm like, Echo like survive.
And never show up. Honestly, you don't have to be in the show. You just don't have to die.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like that's the only thing that I could really think of. Like if he said that in Trig, that would give it away.
I think it's just because Bob doesn't want to give any spoilers at all because that's how it's very nervous.
I think we should go with that.
I know because he said that in season 4, and I can't even remember what he said in like that language in season 4. So I don't think it's the point. I think he's like just like very wary about like giving away.
I honestly don't want Bellamy to talk on grounders at all.
I don't like him to fight with her with the swords.
That for me that just reminds me of Echo. Honestly, because like she taught him how to fight. She taught him how to speak on grounders. She taught him that, and I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear about that.
Apparently, I mean, we didn't see it. So did it really happen?
I don't know.
I'm
maybe Mori taught him.
Yeah, maybe, right?
Yes,
I think Mori. I think Mori.
You know, I don't want to be sad. You're just pathetic, and I don't want to do that.
Just go with
it. Okay, next question.
Next question, please.
BB Tufu said, "When do you think Echo and Bellamy will break up?" Hey, listen, okay, if we're going with the Raven and Finn parallel, I think it's going to happen by episode 10 of season 5. If they're going with that parallel.
I'm really hoping episode 11, but that's just my hope.
I always said episode 10, but now I'm just like moving it up a bit. I'm like episode 10 or 11.
I'm like episode 11 or 12. I feel like I'm going to be right.
Initially, going into before we went into the season, actually, like after the first,
I was like episode 5. Honestly,
yeah, we were all like maybe it'll be 5 or 6.
Yeah, like after we saw the first episode, I think we had said 6, and like how ironic is that now?
Yeah, I'm now 6. We only have them in 6. We're gonna find about their love in 6. So
I don't know how I'm gonna watch episode 6.
I don't know. I feel
like the crappiest reaction.
No, that's gonna. I don't
alcohol. I'm gonna be drunk. That reaction video.
We have to edit.
Exactly. I hope it's gonna help because even alcohol is not good enough for that.
No, just like we're not. No beer can help. I'm like going straight like vodka or like tequila.
Yeah.
Take a couple shots before the
I'm not walking around for episode 6.
Every time I see Echo, I take a shot. Honestly. I have a shot.
A lot of people think it's gonna be 7, 8, or 9. Listen, you guys are really hopeful.
Wow.
I think that might be too early.
8, I think was my second guess. I thought 6 or 8. But now I'm thinking more
no.
Well, I think 9 or 10.
Antonio is coming in for episode 8, and he does like love scenes. So
what does that mean?
Oh my god, like love scene between Bellamy and
No. I'm talking about Bellamy and Clarke. I was talking about like, they're
gonna happen in episode 8, so.
But I feel like it's not completely the same with Bellamy and Aqua and Finn and Raven, because with Finn and Raven we saw a downfall of their relationship from the beginning. So I feel like we're gonna have to wait till episode, in my opinion, 11 for sure, 10, 11, 12, because we're just seeing their relationship, and we have to see from episodes, I hope, 7 downfall for their relationship.
Yeah, because we haven't seen the downfall.
Yeah, really. we haven't seen that.
We saw them foreshadowing the downfall.
Exactly.
But we haven't seen anything like go wrong because we haven't seen the relationship. We know nothing.
We know nothing about the relationship.
So we have to go with it. So that's why I just want to go through. I want episode 6 to happen so we can get it over with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And then we have another hiatus in between 6 and 7.
Exactly. We have to recover, We really need that hiatus, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know.
I think that's why they did it. I think it's just going to be a lot to handle.
I mean, I'm glad we get a break, like, now. Because I feel like it's been too much, all the episodes.
Okay,
I mean, I always miss it. I already miss it. But I'm glad I have a little more time to prepare, if I can honestly prepare for that episode.
Exactly.
Yeah, so too.
Yeah.
Okay. Irene Rodriguez said, do you think Octavia can be saved? If yes, who do you think it's going to be? We said Bellamy or...
is going to be the one to bring. I think
Indra, yeah, something like that.
I think her...
No, I feel, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like Bellamy is like the best.
Yeah, because I feel Indra already tried, and I feel Indra thinks Bellamy can be the one. Maybe with Indra dying, if Indra dies, I hope so. I hope not. Because Indra is literally one of my favorites in this season. So I hope not.
Great.
Yeah, but maybe with her dying or something like that, can Octavia
realize something?
I don't know.
Yeah, we were thinking that too. Maybe Indra's death will somehow. Yeah, and
that's like a lot of grown-ups dying in my mind. I feel like
I know that's
but I don't see anyone from. If you say Harper and Monty, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yeah, but our guys are the grown-ups now.
True.
So
there's like we can kill the old grown-ups.
Yeah, we can kill the old people, all grown-ups.
Yeah.
It's a new generation.
Oh, you're better at picking questions.
Okay. Norin Fayed. How long do you think the Blarg angst will last? Like, how many episodes? And do you think we'll get the tension building for a couple of episodes and then like a kind of explosion of emotions like season 3, episode 5 fight-ish scene? I want that. I want another 305 fight scene between them. I think there's a lot of emotions already between them that they haven't really fully let themselves like discover because it's so much. Like, listen, like
there's a lot of things they haven't talked about.
There's so much that they really need to cover, and yeah, I think that it'll definitely build up to something like that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like angst is gonna begin in episode 6, and I think it's gonna last until the last episode.
Definitely, that will be all throughout the next episode.
If we want Kiss to happen in this season, I feel like that's what it's needed, honestly.
Yeah, angst needs to just continue. The thing is, there's gonna be like ups and downs, and like the lows have to be like low.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the ups are gonna be. I really don't know how they can be up if they're like down. But I feel like that is really the best way to, if we want for them to be like candidates this season, that is the best way to go. Because like we said, the angst brings something out of them. Like 3-5 was just like ridiculously good.
Yeah.
And a lot of things were said, and I feel like something like that needs to happen, and one of them like needs to break and say something. Not necessarily like romantic, like say something like what was said in like 305.
Or something romantic.
Well, I mean, they're gonna put the romantic thing to like the very end.
No, they have to begin with that. They have to.
I agree.
Something they mean so much to each other that they have to switch it somewhere. I can't see
they're gonna switch
if they switch it in episode 12. They will not happen in episode 13. They have been building their relationships until now as a platonic, like maybe platonic one. They can't just switch it in one episode. They have to have a few episodes where there is something going on. Echo has to, if Echo is the one who is gonna break up with Bellamy, she has to break up with him because she thinks that he has feelings bigger for Clarke than he has for her.
Echo has to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So many things need to happen, and guys, we have 7 episodes.
And 8
Do we have 8 episodes?
For now, 8 episodes.
And one of them is gonna be back. Yeah. We have 7 episodes.
Yeah, but no, that episode doesn't exclude
I know, but it's not gonna be a good one for us. I feel like. So.
Well, it can be if we see Clarke being. Oh my God, I don't even want to say that. But if we see Clarke being in pain or being really don't want to be with Bellamy at this point.
I love how hopeful you are. Like, you need to spread that positivity. Like, you're so hopeful. And I'm just like with Lola, like, we don't have much time. Like,
you guys are the pessimist. You're like,
no, because we only have like 7 and like a half episodes. Because like half of 8 of 6 is gonna be like really bad, you know. And
I still have hope.
There's so little time. So much is happening.
Yeah, but I'm trying really to be optimistic because if I still believe that Clarke is gonna become canon this season, I can't believe that not even if there is bad, I feel like that bad can be good for us, honestly. But
definitely,
if it's not good for us, then we can't hope for this season, honestly.
That is true.
Yeah, that definitely. I think that they need to go through that angst for sure. Like, those emotions need to be there, and they're already there. It's just going to be delving into them. And I do think that we're going to get something reminiscent to 305, but I think last time it was mostly Bellamy being the one that was like, you left me, like that kind of thing. And you saw those emotions from Bellamy. I wonder if it's going to be from Clarke. Like, it's going to be the role reverse of Clarke being the one that's like,
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be from Clarke.
I need a scene because like we already know Clarke is in that state. I need a scene where like I see Bellamy. Like I need a scene where like Bellamy is like just talking with his heart. Because like, I need him to, you know.
Yeah.
I need to see like the Bellamy I knew in like seasons 2 to like 4.
1.
Well, yeah, but like 1 he was like not
until episode 8. Until episode 8.
Yeah. So like I need Bellamy to snap, but that is what I really need to see because like Clarke is there. Yeah. Clarke is gonna like say, I feel like whatever we want her to say, Clarke is gonna deliver. I need something to happen on Bellamy's side because like he is the problem because he's with Echo.
That's why I feel like Madi is gonna have a really big role, but I feel like it's gonna be soon.
I don't know if he's gonna see the picture. That is a thing that I feel like I'm leaning more towards no.
Like if they are there, he's gonna see the picture. If they
are there. Echo sees it? What if?
Well, suck it. I can't be sorry for you, honestly.
I think
wait, the picture of that she drew of Bellamy?
Yeah, I think that we do have that tearful scene of Clarke talking to Echo that we've yet to see, obviously. So
I need to know what is said during
the only thing that could be about is Bellamy. And I really think that I think Madi is going to be the key, obviously, like Bob said, with telling Bellamy, like, Clarke radioed you, like, you know, she talked to you every day or something like that. Like, very nonchalant the way she's going to say it, but it's going to affect Bellamy really greatly. And then I think that we'll get a conversation, obviously, of Echo leaving Bellamy.
The thing I'm gonna like be the only one right now. I'm a pessimistic person. I was like sure it was gonna be about Bellamy, but then I'm like there was like an interview with Tasya and she was like talking about
just made a deal not to listen to her interviews.
Yes, fuck. She said something along the lines of like, well, we could see that in like episode 5 as well, that like Echo feels very like in depth to Clarke and like feels like Clarke saved her life multiple times, whatever. So I feel like that scene can also be something with just like Echo's redemption.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
So maybe not have something to do with that.
I feel like Marcella is not agreeing with you.
No, I'm not agreeing with you. No way.
I feel like no one is agreeing with me right now. I feel like I'm way pessimistic.
Maybe Jacqueline.
No, I mean, no, but like I get what you're saying, but no, but no.
I feel like that's just like my my self-preservation thing, like kicking in. I don't want to be too disappointed if it's not about Bellamy. So like,
yeah, but when I ask you,
save myself from
I hate her. Yeah, because when I want to save myself, and when I ask her, oh my god, and when I am pessimistic, she's like, no, don't worry. Yes, it's gonna happen.
We all balance each other out.
You can't deal with pessimism.
I have to.
We balance each other out. It's okay. It's fine. We're here to lift each other up
and tear each other down, I guess, at times.
It's always both. It's always both.
Yeah.
But we're also gonna get that scene with we're getting Echo and Clarke fighting, aren't we? Like,
well, they're on the floor in that one picture, and yeah, that one behind the scene picture of the two of them.
When is that scene? The dinner scene?
I don't think they're gonna fight. Yeah, I don't feel like they're gonna fight. I feel like they're just what it does. Yeah.
Didn't Bob say that?
No, Bob doesn't give anything.
No, Bob said that a dinner scene was.
Oh, that there is a dinner scene. Yeah. But no, he didn't say anything about a fight between.
Did he say that? No, he didn't say that. But I'm saying that. But didn't he say that was a scene to look out for? A dinner scene, yeah. So
I don't know what a dinner scene is.
I feel like that's in Eden something with
that's gonna be needed. But I always thought when they said dinner scene, like that's his favorite. I was always like, that's something to do with Octavia.
I feel like it's not.
Well, no, because in that picture of Clarke and Echo, in that picture,
there's dinner,
like them on the floor of Tasia and there's like a table in the background,
and that's I think that's in Eden, right?
What if that's like Bellamy and Echo like on a date having dinner, like Clarke like walks in.
We all know that's not gonna happen, you know.
I'm kidding. I don't know what a dinner really is. Maybe it's like just all of them sitting down. I can't imagine them all sitting down and eating. I can never imagine.
It'd be so funny.
Yeah, they're gonna eat more of the ration.
They're gonna eat more of Octavia's people.
I didn't want to joke about.
No, I don't know how it's possible they're gonna sit for dinner. Like I can move past that part to like think of what could happen at dinner, because I'm like, there's
maybe
yes. Oh, Jade! Hey, Jade! I could. Yes, I knew it was somebody. It was Jade. Hold on. Bob told me that I specifically would like the dinner scene, and he knows I'm a Bulark shipper. Yes. I couldn't remember if it was you.
Maybe. Maybe it's with Allegiance people. You know,
come on.
Well, they're making some kind of a deal.
So
Clarke is there, Bellamy is there, Echo is there, and they're making some kind of a deal with Allegiance people. And that's it.
Yeah, but why would she like that specifically if she's a Clarke fan?
Well, I don't feel like Bellamy, Clarke, and Echo are gonna have a dinner scene.
No, I think that's pictures of Tasia and Eliza. Those behind the scene pictures.
I swear, we're gonna get like Bellamy sitting in the middle of Clarke and Echo.
Oh my god.
No! Oh, that's gonna be the scene. You watch Grey's Anatomy, right?
Yeah.
It's like season 4 when Mark enters the elevator and it's like Derek, Addison,
yes,
That's gonna be like Bellamy. Bellamy's gonna be like Derek.
No,
maybe Mark is gonna be the Yosa, because I'm still going with the Allegiance people, and then
I don't like the Yosa to make a comment like, "Oh, that's your girlfriend? Really, your girlfriend? Are you sure? Are you confident?"
No, well, those pictures are in the church in Eden, so
yeah, exactly. But I don't think we're gonna have a peace until maybe the end of this season.
I literally don't like. What is the end of the season? Like the pictures from the last episode, our guys have like something drawn on their forehead. I have no idea.
Oh my god! Everybody, what is the marks that all of our guys?
I have no idea what that is.
Allegiance 3 is coming down.
Allegiance 3 is
from
coming.
Somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they're in the ground.
Maybe they're in the ground. I was like, they're not coming away. I was like, they're not gonna come from like space because like we already did that with these guys. So like.
But we have to meet Allegiance 3. They're
yes,
all
I don't know how we're gonna meet Allegiance
and
3.
they have that ritual to put something on their forehead. And that,
why do we put that?
To respect their ritual.
What ritual?
I don't know. Why is Bellamy? I don't like Bellamy having paint on his face. Because
who's gonna give him those marks? It's weird. Yeah, Jade said, I said that's very specific, and he said you'll know it when you see it. But I think it could just as easily be a dinner where all the gang is back together and happy. So I don't know. Yeah, but he knew you were a Clarke shipper. So what? I don't know. Maybe. Unless, I'm not even going to say it because Lola's going to be like, no. Unless it's not like a scene with like everybody and it's just like a Clarke dinner and they're just like having dinner together. No.
That's what I thought before this season started.
That's what we all thought was that set.
Yeah, when I thought they were gonna meet in the field, they were gonna run towards each other. That's when I thought they were gonna have a dinner, in church or somewhere where.
You're getting messages. Yeah.
Well,
I thought it was gonna be very Walking Dead, like that in Walking Dead when they had like that like. There was like that vision of I don't want to spoil Walking Dead.
Oh, it's just the table and they're all
the table and they're all there and there's a baby and
one?
Yeah, the one with Glenn.
I mean that is a tragedy. Why would they ever do that?
No, that's not tragedy. That's like
I think that's what you picture.
Yeah.
I mean that is tragedy, but that's like what could have happened.
I'm just gonna go with that.
No, maybe they make just scene what's happening, like happy scene. I feel like they're talking about that.
Oh, so
getting a happy scene.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. I cannot imagine them all just sitting.
How
many messages do you get? It's 1:30. I don't know. I can't imagine them sitting down and just like having. I can't imagine that happening.
Listen.
That is like my main problem there. Like
all of them just they're fighting. Sky Crew, Clarke, Octavia, and all of them fighting, and all of them walk away, and just Bellamy and Clarke stays.
Left.
Yeah, stays
like cleaning the table. Maybe.
Yeah, I feel like that's gonna happen.
What? Like Clarke is washing dishes and Bellamy's like drying them.
And
really?
Maddie is like watching from.
Yeah, Maddie is like there as well. Yeah,
and like she talked to you for 200 days, like that.
I mean,
again, walking out the writers of the show.
Or like they could just be in the middle of this giant dinner scene, everybody, and like Maddie can come out and say something like really like out there about Bellamy and Clarke in the middle of like.
Oh my god! Imagine that like
she just I don't know what she would say. I don't think it'll be the radio thing, but if she just says something like, I don't know, something like
if
crazy.
Like they're in Shallow Valley during this. It's probably a dinner.
But what if Maddie's like looking at Bellamy and Neko and she's like, oh, so you're together. I always thought you were in love with Clarke through the story.
Yes, something like that. That would be amazing.
Oh, you're with her. Isn't she the one who almost killed your sister 2 times?
Yes, Maddie, tell him that. Tell him that, actually. I want that to happen.
I also want that to happen. Wake him up. I don't care that you've forgiven her. I didn't.
I agree. Yes.
We have another question?
Yeah, okay.
We just got like off topic. I don't even know what we're talking
about. Okay. Daniel Land said, do you think Madi and Ethan are going to get alone or when they meet, I want them to become friends and fight to save their loved ones? I think that they're definitely going to become something. Like I would like a scene with them because that's another kid that's Madi could be around, you know? There's only adults and stuff, so we didn't bring in another kid into the mix.
Yeah, so I definitely think they're gonna have some kind of relationship. I think that I'm hoping they could be friends because they really only have each other besides all the older people, the adults. So
yeah.
I feel like their relationship is gonna be a really cute one. I feel like I would love to see them becoming friends. So that would be interesting. Yeah.
Oh my god, the message. I'm so sorry. Wait. The camera's gonna go down for me to like turn off the messages. Give me a second.
Okay. What about? We answered a lot of these already. Do you think in?
I don't know what I did. Oh, that was a screenshot.
What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen when Echo and Octavia meet?
Okay. So obviously it's not gonna go well.
I think Octavia is gonna wanna. I think that she's gonna
wanna kill her.
She's gonna wanna kill her. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she banned her.
I mean, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Like, what is I just want to know, like, there's a part in the promo where Echo is saying like I don't know, you can't fight a war you can't win or something like that. I just want to know if she has the nerves to say that to Octavia. Like, girl, just like shh. Like don't come near Octavia.
I honestly don't know what's exactly.
I do think that line is foreshadowing Clarke and Becco. Only a fool with you can't win. Yes. I think that's where we're going with that. But yeah, I think that the relationship's not going to be good. It's going to be really entertaining to see because we're all going to be on Octavia's side when it comes to that. You know,
the biggest problem for me there is gonna be like just like watching Bellamy and Octavia fight because of Echo. Like that's so ridiculous to me. Like watching someone fight over Echo who I don't care about at all.
Exactly.
And like Octavia and Bellamy are people I love, and I have to watch them fight over a character that's like ridiculous. I can't do that.
I hope it's a little bit more than that, and they don't just make that about Echo because that'd be really.
Yeah, I feel so too. I feel like that's gonna be too, but I feel like it's gonna start with Echo. I don't know how it's gonna turn out to be.
Yeah, I think it's just it really sucks. Like we've talked about this so much, but like it sucks.
All right. Destiny Gymnast 11 said, so what do you think about Octavia and Bellamy's arguments and Octavia's we kind of already talked about that, and Octavia's change from season 1 to now. Okay. Amira Yusuf said, do you think Echo will sense the even stronger chemistry between Clarke and Bellamy and we will have an indication of her jealousy?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we've all talked about that we think that
she's a spy.
We think that Clarke is going to affect Becco and not the other way around.
Yeah.
I hope, because I feel like people on the people on the outside of Bellamy and Clarke's relationship like see it more than they do, for whatever reason. And I feel like it's gonna be like easier for her to see it and realize what it is, and like then it's gonna be for like Bellamy to figure it out. So like that's why I feel like she should be the one to break up. Because like she's gonna see it and like he's not gonna realize it for whatever reason, because they're dumb apparently. What was even the question? What did I even start talking about?
Like, do we think that Echo is gonna realize that Clarke and Bellamy? I mean, you have to remember that Echo was like this spy and like this observer, so I think that she's definitely gonna know, and she's gonna step aside and she's gonna lead Bellamy to Clarke. Like, she's gonna be like.
I think she 100%. She definitely knows.
Yeah,
I just think back. To that scene when she literally had Clarke a knife to Clarke's throat, and she saw how Bellamy reacted. Like, she knows what they mean to each other. Like, she's not stupid. And
I think she's gonna definitely know. If I feel like, because they're gonna all be close in the space, and I feel like she will definitely know what Clarke already means to Bellamy. But I don't know if she knows that he is romantic with her, or he will be. I don't know.
He was.
He is. No, he wasn't. He wasn't.
Well, I mean, he like had.
I don't think they. I feel like
I don't know, because like that's like the Bellamy know in seasons 1 through 4. I mean, in season like 4.
Yeah, but I feel like she also talked to Harper maybe, because Harper knows. Harper knows that Bellamy's love is Clarke.
Harper deserves more screen time.
Yeah, we want more screen time.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know what. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what Echo thinks about Bellamy and Clarke friendship right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what she was like told about it. I don't know. I don't know what she knows.
But she knows that she's important.
Well, that
more.
She knew that before she like went up to space.
Exactly.
I don't know. There's like a lot of ground to be covered, and we have 7 episodes to cover it. I don't know how that's gonna happen, honestly.
Yeah, I feel like it's
so much.
I mean, listen, Echo saw how Bellamy reacted in space and how how Clarke's death, supposed death, affected him.
Yeah.
So I think she definitely knows.
Yeah, I agree with Sean Barrett. Becca won't last. It's just a way for Clarke to realize how much Bellamy means. Exactly. It's like a wake up call for the two of them, basically.
Yeah, I hope.
It's like the catalyst for it. It's
Mm-hmm.
But it's still really frustrating to watch, and I hate all the people who are like, "Oh, obviously you don't like Becca because you're a Black fan." Like, no, I don't like Becca for multiple other reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the fact that stabbed Octavia, she killed.
Not even that, but even apart from like all of that, it was a relationship set up literally to end.
Well, that too, but it was like, so toxic and unhealthy that I can't Ugh.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen anyone. So like I feel like I saw maybe the majority, but I really haven't seen anyone who is like mad about Becca. No one is mad about Becca because of Clarke. Everyone is mad about Becca because of Bellamy.
Exactly.
Literally, this is like Becca helps Clarke. So like no one's gonna be mad about that. The problem is that it's Bellamy and Echo. If it was anyone else,
if it was somebody else, it'd be different.
No, if it was anybody else, it would be like perfect. The problem is that it's like Echo with Bellamy.
Yeah. Exactly.
The problem is that they are now selling me the story that Echo and Bellamy like had development season 2. Like their highest
when
point
she spit in his face,
once they're meeting in season 2, like that is the highest point, and it went downhill from there. So I don't know what fucking progression that is. That's regression. That's like the complete opposite in my mind. So I don't know how they're trying to sell me that story now. I don't know. It all just sucks. I don't know. It sucks. I think I'm gonna like deal with it.
Especially since everybody keeps trying to remind us how much she's changed. Yeah, we haven't seen. We can't see it. So it's like
that's we talked about this earlier, but that's poor storytelling. We should be able to visualize that you should not have to defend your characters.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
I think we talked enough about Echo. What other questions we have?
Yeah.
These are all about Bellamy and Clarke and Echo.
Yeah, if we're not going through your questions, it's because it's
kind of like a repeat. Yeah.
Sure.
I think we've mentioned like all of these actually.
Well, yeah, I feel like a lot of the repeats.
Yeah. How's Twitter? Twitter might have more because we had asked people.
Well, let's see what people are saying over here.
Do you guys have any questions that you guys?
Oh yeah, people watching now, you can ask questions.
I was like, are you talking to us? I was
like, my phone just died, so my phone's dead. There goes my phone.
Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. Hold on. Okay, Green Goop on Twitter said, "How do you think they will get back into the bunker? Did Ali just leave their equipment there?" That's what I don't understand.
How do they end up back in the bunker?
I'm like, I don't get it, because like, did they just leave like their like machine and their rope there, and like?
I literally feel it's not gonna be addressed. Like,
it's not gonna be
like in season 4, episode 1, it was like never addressed how they got down. I think like Jason said, like he couldn't figure a way down, so they just like skipped over that. So I feel like we're gonna skip over that as well, and maybe just like they're gonna say they had a rope and like they're doing everything with a rope. I have no idea, but I don't think it's gonna be really addressed. Honestly.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna. We're gonna get there, and they're probably just gonna be in the bunker, like, and it's not gonna be talked about.
Yeah. Maybe like they mentioned, oh, we got down by a rope, but that's like it's not gonna be a big part. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah. I like that.
Okay, well,
Fabi
said, tips on getting through the inevitable angst will be put through. Do we have any tips?
I mean, look, I need tips as well. Like, the only thing, like, alcoholism.
Yeah.
Denial.
Knowing that it's eventually going to lead into something.
Fan videos. I would watch fan videos, read the fan fiction, talk about it with people. Though. Yeah. There's really...
Twitter. I mean, although that could sometimes backfire, depending.
Twitter fuels my fire.
Yeah, sometimes Twitter can just like make you feel worse.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be negative on Twitter.
I stopped with Twitter. I feel like I stopped with Twitter, and I feel like I'm happier now than I was a week ago. Honestly.
Oh my god. I don't know. I feel like Twitter and
Tumblr. You see, Marcella is now happy, and she wasn't today on Twitter. So
I feel like Twitter and Tumblr are like two different groups of people, because like whenever I go on Twitter, everyone's depressed. Whenever I go on Tumblr, everyone's like, "This is canon."
I know. It's so funny. There's
I feel like I go through those moods too, though. Like one day I'll be like, "Yes, like we're gonna get a great scene at the end," and then other days I'm like, "Wow, like we're not gonna."
I can't keep up. I really can't keep up. Like
it's a lot of emotions.
Like I know the people. Exactly like the people we follow. I feel like we know if they're gonna be like depressed after the episode or like not, because like everyone interprets it in different ways.
Yeah.
So like we have like half of our timelines like just like, yes, this is great. The other half is like crying because like Clarke is dead or something like that. It's very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a mixture of emotions.
It is.
Jade asked, what do you guys think about the heart and the head dynamic now that Bellamy and Clarke don't need to balance each other out? Do you think this is how they realize their deeper feelings? I think that definitely has something, for sure. Because
I believe in the mythology theory that everyone's talking about with the Ovid and how that was referenced and how they're like one person.
Even like a post from that though, they apart from that, they've like Bellamy and Clarke have always needed each other to balance each other out in that way. And now in this season, we're seeing them. They're both use their head and heart. They both can lead using both parts of that. But now they're gonna realize their deeper feelings and realize that they need each other because they love each other and they want each other.
But the thing is, I feel like Clarke is gonna head more towards the heart part because like she has Madi.
Yeah.
So, like,
we're gonna need. Well, it's gonna take some time to get Bellamy there.
I think we're gonna have to really break through to Bellamy, and the way to do that is with Madi. But I think that we've already seen a lot of it. We've
seen Clarke realize that those feelings. She knows. Clarke is 100% in love with Bellamy, and she knows it.
Yeah, I mean, even like the them at the fire when he says to her, so is surviving alone. He like is impressed and he's vocalizing that to her. She kind of like smiles and like kind of like looks down, like shy almost. Like we've already see a lot of parallels between the two of them.
Yeah,
and she does the typical like avoiding thing, like I'm tired, I'm gonna sleep, and like she doesn't sleep. Where the fuck are you running? Why are you running?
Okay, by the way, we're convinced that they shared a tent.
Well, I mean, does it really matter if we didn't see it?
Yeah, I feel like they did.
I know.
I actually think they did.
Because
I don't feel like
obviously they're gonna share a tent. They're like the outsiders. Like, what is she? Is like Bellamy gonna go share a tent with like random like one crew people? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, did they sleep at all?
I feel like they slept with the person.
Yeah,
who was
no, I feel like they
sick.
didn't sleep at all.
Yeah, no, they didn't sleep.
They
were saying if they were going to.
Yeah, we were wingtings, but they didn't sleep at all.
They didn't sleep at all. They were in the sandstorm, and then suddenly, like, everyone's on the ground.
But like when they set up the tents, did they just say like, okay, like what was said when they set up the tent? Like, did they just kind of like assume that they were gonna stay together in the tent?
I feel like
I want.
I feel like that's
yes, Heather. We didn't see it and nothing happened. We'll avoid this knowledge until it's in our face.
Yes, Heather.
Well, first of all, they had so much time for Bellamy to mention that he has a girlfriend, and he doesn't. Like, there's so much time that he could have said, "I'm in a relationship."
No.
You know?
Yeah, no.
I
feel like that's what they wanted to do. Him not say that, because I feel like he forgot where his head is. Like, he forgot for a second about Space Crew, because now in that moment he was with Clarke, and there was like a lot of things going on, and that was that's why when he realized how much he is with Space Crew when they came back, if I'm making any sense.
Yeah, I understand. I wonder. I mean, we're not gonna get this. So I don't know why I'm going there. But like, I wonder, like in episode 6, what is like Clarke and Bellamy's first conversation gonna be like? Is it gonna be like, oh yeah, sorry I didn't tell you I'm with Echo, and Bellamy and like Clarke being like,
that's what Heather just said. Well, Clarke asked Bellamy, why didn't you?
Yeah, like they had time where he could have mentioned it.
Even when she says like Octavia's not the only one that changed, Bellamy could have easily thrown that in and been like, yeah, it's funny, I'm with Echo now.
Like, he
isn't
didn't.
Like that's really like a change.
It's like,
but he didn't.
Yeah, like, that's the thing. I wonder if they're gonna somehow address it between them, that like that is a thing that maybe should have been said that wasn't said, but like why should it have been said?
Well, I think that we're gonna notice a difference with Clarke now. Like, with
I think Clarke's gonna be more guarded now.
She's gonna be more guarded with him. Yeah.
I'm so sad about. I love Clarke too much. I'm gonna be so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, also, like, part of my brain is gonna love that, but
no.
The other part of my brain just like wants to protect Clarke.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what episode 6 is gonna be bad for me. I feel like.
But I feel like they won't talk. I feel like they will not be alone in episode 6. Maybe only by the end. Maybe depends. I don't know what Clarke is gonna do.
They're never alone.
Yeah, I don't know what Clarke is gonna do. If she's gonna
go with the way. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like that's gonna definitely happen. And I feel like that's the way they're gonna say how much that affects Clarke.
Yeah, like what Maggie put her, Bellamy and Clarke never really talk to each other about their significant others, though. Like, I feel like that's not something they've ever done. They've always been in like this little bubble.
Yeah, that's true. It's never affected them in that way.
But at the same time, I think that we're gonna see in this season that it does affect, and it makes a difference
because those feelings are really deep.
Those feelings are gonna be realized and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like they never addressed it before. Like, there was I always loved how they kind of did that with like Clarke and Lexa. Like, she never told Bellamy explicitly, but you always had those like moments where like Bellamy looked over and Clarke, he like just knew it. He like, just like kept quiet because like he understood it in a way, but like he didn't have like the best history with Lexa, but like I feel like he was like respectful with that. I don't know. So I felt like I loved how they dealt with that. But I feel like if we want to move forward, someone has to like talk about him being with Echo. Exactly. So I feel like we should get a scene when they like just mention it awkwardly.
It is awkward, definitely. A lot of people are talking about Clarke feels left out and apart from everyone. I think that moment when she sees Bellamy and Echo, I think that moment is really what showed her that, they still have this connection, but it's been 6 years and he did live a life and he moved on in some way, like I think that really showed him. And then she had Madi right in front of her and she looks over and Bellamy has his Space Crew. Like, I think that moment was kind of
I mean, the wind got knocked out of her in that moment.
It did, yeah. And I don't think that she realized it was gonna hurt as bad as it probably did. I don't know if she really fully understood.
If anything, that just made Clarke realize her feelings even more.
I mean, there's a reason they showed that.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, if it hurts more than like I feel like it should, because like she needs to like. I feel like she does realize it, but like this just like maybe like this is just like the final push for her to realize it. So like, oh my god, I want to see Clarke in pain. But I feel like I feel like we need to see her like not deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like she didn't expect it. It's not like it's gonna hit her harder than she expected it to hit her. I feel like she didn't expect it. She didn't expect Bellamy to come back with Echo. So when she sees him coming back to Echo, it's literally her not wake up call, but her realizing how much has changed, that he is with Echo right now. He's in a relationship with Echo. I mean, I can't understand it, so I'm completely with Clarke there. I completely understand and support how she can't understand that.
I know. That's what it's so funny. Yeah. Like, we really sympathize with Clarke and Octavia in those moments.
Exactly.
We're in the same boat. The last time we saw Echo, she was an antagonist, you know, and they were reluctant allies, but she was bad. Like, you know, like it's not.
That's why we have the same minds as Octavia.
And like, I get it that like, you know, they changed. So it's like, obviously, you know, Echo must have changed too, but like,
I haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it. So it's irrelevant to me. Like, we haven't seen it.
And even though like they haven't showed those 6 years, I still see like other characters have changed. And like for Echo, I just haven't seen it.
I haven't seen any change.
I feel like, I don't know. I can accept the story. Like, the 100 is like known as evil, you know. So I can accept the story that like Echo realized in space that like she was just like brought up to be evil and that was not right, or whatever. So she's like not like different. Sure. I'm like, that is completely fine with me. I like, that's like, I feel like the main comments we get is something along the lines of like, it's been 6 years, people change. Like I'm fine with Echo changing. I'm completely fine with Echo changing. I don't know why it's expected of me to like suddenly be okay with her. I understand she's changed, but in my mind, I feel about her the way I always felt about her, which is not even hate. I'm just indifferent to her. I don't find her interesting. Like, that is like I'm. That's when we're rare people. Like, we don't find her interesting. Like, I really don't dislike her. I just don't find her interesting. So like, I'm not gonna care. That's my thing. I'm not gonna care about her. And I don't know why. Like, everyone's like, oh, like you should care. Like, no, I'm not gonna. I don't know.
I feel like she has more potential, and
they didn't. It's a shame. Yeah. Honestly, it's a shame what they did, and it was just there's nothing.
Yeah, I don't really have feelings about it. Honestly, in my opinion, I already in the beginning of season 4 is the only time I felt something about her, like maybe she's gonna be interesting. By the end of season 4, I didn't care about her at all. She stopped being interesting to me, and now when we skip all the interesting stuff that could be for me interesting. Now I really couldn't care much. I feel like there is nothing she can do to make me like her, or nothing like her. Just care.
At this point, no. And put the choice to put her with the male lead of the show is just wrong.
That's just annoying.
Yeah.
I agree with what Heather mentioned, though. She said they've never actually been in relationships around each other. Finn doesn't really count, honestly. They weren't explicit. Went together, Bellamy and Clarke were always each other's person. Yeah. And now that's changed. It's introducing a brand new dynamic to their dynamic. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And that's what's going to push them to get together.
Yes. I mean, that is the thing I'm like most looking forward to in episode 6. from the few things I'm looking forward to. Like I just want to see like what happens because like now Echo is here. Now Echo, Bellamy, and Clarke are in the same space, and Bellamy and Echo are together. I just want to see what happens then because like I have no clue.
Yeah, me neither.
I have no clue. I just want to like literally just put them in the same place. I want to see what happens because I don't know. So
Wendy Farrell said, there's a theory that stated when Octavia waved at Monte, she looked confused because she thought Jasper was alive. Yeah, I saw that. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know.
I guess that she just found out. Like, we're not going to see that, I guess.
Yeah, I wish we saw that, but I feel like we're not gonna, which makes me sad actually. But I feel like
I would really love a moment though of Monte mentioning Jasper or something like.
I feel like Clarke is gonna give him the letter.
Yeah,
I really hope so. Yeah,
I really want that.
That's gonna happen, and that's gonna be like really nice. I mean, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna die, but
I'm gonna like I'm gonna bawl my eyes out. That's gonna be like really nice.
So, Jasper was the saddest death I think for us. Like that was.
Oh no, there was no competition.
Yeah,
like,
Jasper. So
he was
sad.
on the 100. He was on the delinquents, and that's always a special place in my heart.
Exactly.
So, like,
yeah.
Him dying always is gonna like.
It always hurts.
It does. It does.
All right, I think we covered everything.
Any last minute questions? Anybody watching?
Yeah, I feel like we did.
Let's see. Ouch.
We're off next week, so.
Yeah. Thank God we have to study.
And we want to break from the 100.
Yeah, we need a break.
Yeah, I feel like we need it. Not like we need it for like our sanity. Like,
I'm wondering though what's gonna happen at the end of episode 6 that they're gonna cut it and like do another hiatus because I feel like this was a really good place to put a hiatus. You know, like we have Long Crew, we had Bellamy and Clarke, like, and now we have Space Crew coming in. Like that was a good hiatus spot, you know. And now we're entering what's gonna happen now with these reunions. But like, I wonder what's gonna happen at the end of 6. That's gonna really determine another. Ending.
Or it's gonna be like a cliffhanger just to get us all like thinking.
It might be a cliffhanger.
They could do that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It didn't never end with some kind of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So like, that is definitely gonna happen. I don't know what is the cliffhanger.
Mamori, Mervyn, or Zaven? I am with Mervyn and Zaven. I like her with Shaw, but I also like Mervyn.
I'm with all.
I'm with all, honestly. Of course, Mervyn, the best relationship there, the most developed one. But if not gonna happen romantic, I feel like Zaven and Memory are pretty good, pretty good ones to go. Yeah, I feel like.
I mean, I love like Emory stayed.
When Emory stayed, we were shocked. Honestly,
I don't know why.
I don't know why we were shocked, but in that moment, it was just an amazing scene for it.
Yeah, so like I'm good with all. Yeah. I'm really good with all. I mean,
exactly.
Like
just Raven happiness. Raven needs to be happy.
Yes.
Oh my God, and like Shaw is beautiful, so like do that.
Yes, we didn't mention. I love the fact that Miller did not point his gun at Bellamy.
Oh my God!
And he was willing to listen to Clarke. Yes, Miller. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Miller never disappoints. Miller is the best character in this show. I swear, Miller is my like heart and soul. If he ever dies, I will stop watching the show.
I really love that. I love that he's with one crew, but he's not like, for example, Kara, completely just
one crew.
Exactly, doesn't have a brain. He knows Bellamy. He knows.
And
Clarke.
Like he said,
he knows how much he trusts them. That's the most important part.
I love it. He said to Octavia, like, I think you should listen.
Exactly.
I think you should like listen.
Yeah.
To
so
really, I love that. I would love to see much more of that. Honestly,
like I would love to see Miller get like. A big role like Echo's getting. Like I don't care for Echo. So like why don't
I know, why can't Miller get that?
I don't know.
I would be much more interested in that. Yes. All of them. Miller, Harper, Monty.
Like the guys are with us since the beginning.
Exactly. I want those characters to have much more storyline and development and everything. I don't care about characters like Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw a couple people were mentioning the sandworms that we didn't talk about. Those
are the thing that we all thought was going to be the cannibalism.
First of all, I love that. I'm going to just make this double arc. But like in the beginning of the episode, how Clarke mentioned the crystallized sand and Bellamy calls it that. Like, I think at that moment when Clarke is talking about all of this, I think that that's really when Bellamy realizes that Clarke has really been here for 6 years and she's knows so much about
that moment he realized a little bit of what she went through.
Yeah. So, like, she must have been in those sandstorms to know how painful it is and how bad it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, after that he said like so surviving alone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I think it's definitely that can be connected. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Well, I think the sandworms like was really gross, and I love that Bob tweeted like the thing with like the spiders or something like coming out of the skin, and it was just like he referenced like the episode.
Yeah, I saw that video. I hate that video.
Oh, I know.
It was we're like, what are you doing, Bob?
Yeah, although I did find it interesting that worms. Like,
no, are you kidding me? You cannot find symbolism in the worms.
Listen to me, listen.
No, I was like, how are you gonna turn this into like something for Clarke? I was like, just like,
you just reach like so far.
Listen to me. Hold on. Okay, so like the worms going in the sand, right? Like the sand worms.
Yes.
Clarke, somebody from the that was on the earth, on the ground. It didn't affect her at all, but it affected Wong crew who were below the ground, kind of like saying like they aren't meant to really be above ground, maybe.
So like that's like
I don't even understand what she just said.
I don't feel like there's much symbolism there. I feel like there's just like worms in the desert.
I think it sounded better in your head.
It sounded better in my head. All I was thinking was that it's interesting that it happened to somebody from Wong crew.
Yeah, but then when you think about it, there's like 400 people from the grounders and like 2 people who aren't.
Yeah, exactly.
Odds are not.
Yeah, but
it could like Clarke, there's like
religious people.
Yeah. So it makes sense that it just entered the grounders because.
What?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions? That's really where we're gonna end this conversation.
No, let's talk more about Clarke.
Life is beautiful. You got the
I love the shared looks that they gave though. The shared looks of like Octavia's crazy. They kind of kept giving each other like looks.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes.
I mean, I think they were like, realizing how like the bunker actually like went through a lot to survive. Like, I feel like it was like a lot, so they were like, what the hell happened down there all the time?
Yeah, I know. It was really interesting. Bellamy protecting Clarke from the sandworms. I love it. I thought that scene was gonna be so much longer from the promo.
Me too. Yeah, me
it was
too.
gone before I even saw it.
It was literally that in the promo. That was the scene.
Yeah, but we got like 2 great scenes that weren't in the promo. So like that was I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, we got more than I thought we were gonna get.
Same.
I thought we were gonna get as much as me. Yeah, I thought we had to.
Okay, look at this. There's actually a theory about the worms affecting just Wong crew on Twitter. I'm telling you, because their stomachs are all like fucked up from the cannibalism. Like,
maybe
that would. That could have happened to like people.
I mean, like Bellamy and Clarke had like 1 in 400 chance of it getting into them.
Yeah, I feel like there is not much symbolism there.
Okay, summarize what you think will happen next episode.
Oh,
I feel
no.
Like, yeah,
I feel like
I don't even think we should go through that again. We talked about that a lot. I really think that it's gonna be painful.
It's gonna be backwards. I don't think what that brings, because I'm just gonna be like pessimistic. I thought it was gonna be like a sex scene, a kissing scene, a love you scene.
I just don't.
I'm preparing myself for all the worst things that could happen. Realistically, I can't even tell you because I have no.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't want to see any.
It's gonna be Bellamy and Octavia arguing.
Romantic scenes between them.
You think that we're gonna get any Clarke next episode? I feel like we have to get at least
unless we get a.
I feel like we will. But not, I feel like we will, but more from the Clarke side than from the Bellamy.
I feel like we may get like a weird, awkward.
Yeah, I feel like something like that. Maybe.
Because like I don't know what to do. I don't know how they can handle that. I don't know.
Yeah, we won't have anything like we had in the last episode. Any kind of talk.
So I feel like maybe like Clarke's gonna be like a little bit avoiding Bellamy.
Yeah, I feel like that. Something.
I think Bellamy's
when he like catches up to her, it's gonna be like awkward. Or
exactly. I hope we get something like that.
Yeah.
Because that says more than anything.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
we have a little break now until we come back.
Break.
Yes. Thank
I
God.
feel like we all need it.
Yeah.
God.
I feel like we will need it even more after episode 6. But now it's really welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna. I mean, these live chats help with talking about everything, and after episode 6, it definitely is. We're gonna need this.
Oh my God! After episode 6, we're gonna be the ones who need therapy.
Yeah, after episode 6, we're gonna be the one who is gonna have to help us. Yeah,
I know we're gonna need everybody that's watching. You guys are gonna be the ones to get us.
Yeah, we're gonna need therapy. This is gonna be like shit therapy.
Oh my God!
Jason better pay for my therapy.
Truly.
Imagine that. Imagine going to a therapist and telling this.
No, I saw one comment and it was like, my therapist is gonna need therapy from when I tell them like what we need therapy from.
I feel like he would just kick me out and say, "Get the fuck
I feel
out."
like he would put me in a mental institution. Honestly, I feel like they would lock me up for like years.
Yep, basically.
And then we'll never see Clarke again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
All right, guys.
All right, well, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Lag crew.
Thank you, Lag crew.
Yeah, Lag crew is here.
We need a cooler name.
Yeah, I know. That's a
lame name.
No, this is it. This is what we're called now. We can't come up with something else. This is it.
It's not like we can.
We're going with it. We have to go with it now. That is how we're gonna.
It's kind of fun though because it's like super suspenseful. Like every week when we do a live chat, like, oh, what are they gonna call it this week? I mean, I think the last few we've been like really predictable, but like, what are we gonna call episode 6? That's the real question.
It'll be a surprise for them though. We kind of already know what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, after episode 6.
Yes.
Good luck with episode 6, everyone. We're gonna need it.
Yes.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. See you on the other side.
Oh, see you on the other side. Someone's dying. Bye.
Oh. Yeah. No. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Still on? Are we still on? Bye.
It's still on.
It's still on.